What's up, everybody? He is Aaron Holtzman. He's Jared Welch. I'm Magic, and welcome to Racing Dudes Live. We're covering the last 4 races at Fairgrounds. Gentlemen, it's been an interesting day at Fairgrounds so far. Some races where you're pretty sure you've got the winner right, and other races where you think you've got it, and then suddenly that dead rail isn't so dead anymore. But listen, we're looking ahead to the last 4 races. Traditionally, when we do guides for racingnews.com, the last 4 or 5 races are where things get hot. So if you're just tuning in, this is perfect for you. So, gentlemen, how you guys? Aaron, I'll start with you. How you doing down in the basement, buddy?
Oh, yeah, last day of the basement. That's very good. And honestly, I'm having a great time until they run the Fairgrounds race. You know, so there's about 4 or 5 tracks I'm following here, and it's like, oh, Gulfstream, that was okay. Oaklawn, okay, that was all right. Fairgrounds, shit. How did we how the hell did Pass the Plate not win that race? And then son of a bitch, just Mike got caught and just stopped. I mean, it's crazy. So I'm still having a good time. Glad to start the show and be angry with you guys instead of by myself here, just talking to myself like a lunatic.
Jared, I think this is probably the most Fairgrounds you've watched since the Louisiana Derby last year, that card. So you've been in tune for what's been going on. Any trends or anything you've noticed other than fuck it?
I watched the Lecomte. Give me a little credit. Come on. I watched the big days. No, I mean, it's one of those, you can't get too mad about it because it's just like I was telling you guys earlier, it's one thing if you're between, in this race coming up here, Olympiad and Miles D. If you went back and forth at those two and you got the wrong one, that's annoying. But when you got horses that are just huge prices pulling off these upsets, it's you can get mad about it, but you're I never would have got there with that one. You can't, if you loved Pyron and you didn't play him, then you have a reason to be mad. Otherwise, it's just kind of one of those days that unfortunately happen every once in a while.
Mike, I don't know if you're ready to whenever you want, you can pop on in, bud. Mike Somich is in the background here. There we go, buddy.
You're allowed to be on, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Today it's frustrating. Oh, Fairgrounds. You're reminding me why I don't play there.
A big problem for me is 2 of the races that had the big upsets. I see Ashley Gordon's said it had the long shot there. The problem is the long shots for me came in races I felt pretty good about. Obviously, Just Mine is a clear one, but I really liked Pass the Plate. I thought it would set up well for the horse. I thought Pass the Plate would make a big run and win. Should have. Got beat by a damn long shot. So, not only am I getting beat, I'm getting beat in legs where I'm going short. Maybe if I spread, go 6 deep there, I get to that horse that won. But, oh well.
We've got, 6 minutes here till the Mineshaft Stakes. So do you guys want to talk through this one first? Aaron already touched on a little bit, or Jared, with Olympiad and Miles D, 2 very talented horses. Miles D is a Chad Brown that is a Curlin, should really develop into a big dirt handicap horse this year. Olympiad is the 3-2, well, now 7-5 favorite, just changed. Aaron, I'll start with you. Olympiad, very short price here, but it seems like a deserving favorite for him.
Well, famous last words. It feels like a 2-horse race to me, but I'm not going to say that right now. I mean, I really like Olympiad a lot. I think the horse can get out in front and control things. And then I think it's a matter of can Miles D come get him. Past that, I don't really like a lot of these horses. I know a horse like Obesos has the home track advantage. Maybe on a day, the way this is playing, that's going to help. I really think it's a 2-horse race between Olympiad and Miles D. I picked Olympiad because I will just believe that the horse will get the jump on Miles D.
Jared, what about you? Where did you land here?
Yeah, I mean, those are the 2, right? We talked about this race quite a bit on Blinkers Off. I like Miles D, and I think I'm wondering if that Speaker's Corner race last time out was kind of a sign this horse is ready to kind of make that jump up to the next phase for this horse being a Curlin, going to get better hopefully as he turns 4. So yeah, I mean, I think he said it right. I think this Olympiad's going to be out front. Miles D's going to. I mean, you watch that Discovery, he just like kept grinding and grinding and grinding, and finally got there. I like playing those two, and really, I hate to say it, nothing else, but I'm sure like who else? Let's get a price.
Midcourt.
I was gonna say midcourt. He might be too low at 11-1. How about Sprawl? Sprawl might win this thing at 21-1.
Well, what about the 10 untreated? That's a Pletcher at 7-1, and he got 2 wins against lesser company going to 1 turn at Aqueduct. So it's a step up here, but Luis Saez is going to be riding. So Mike, do you see any value there at 7-1 on this Todd Pletcher horse?
I mean, this is a pretty big step up in class. The one time he's gone 2 turns, didn't turn out that well in the Bluegrass. I guess he won going 2 turns at Tampa, but that was against 30,000 on maidens. So just a big step up from what he'd been running in. Obviously, anything with Pletcher, you got to respect that in some level. But I kind of agree with these guys. I think the 4 and the 5 are the 2 clear horses that you got to be using here. I have a little interest in the 2 Silver Prospector, the Asmussen Barn. I think this is a pretty big jockey upgrade going from Santana to Rosario. And I like the fact that we're stretching back out and second off a layoff here. I like the 15-1 morning line more than I like the 9-1 now. But I think that's probably the other horse that I have a little bit of interest in this spot.
Aaron, was that the horse that Santana used to just ride constantly because he thought at one point that was his Derby horse?
Yep, absolutely. That's the one, and he keeps running like shit. And so now he used to run that horse at Oakland all the time. Now we're down here at Fairgrounds. Actually scratched out of an Oakland race to come down here, gets Rosario. So I agree with Mike. That could be a change of scenery. This is a horse they're high on. I mean, at least they used to be. I don't know how you can still be high on him after these races he's been running. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see with him. I've been burned by that horse so many effing times that I couldn't make the words "I have interest in that horse" come out of my mouth this time because I do every time we talk about him.
What about Obezos?
Oh,
pretty much what he said. He did get a win, last time out off of a layoff. It took everything he had to do it, but he did it. He should run better second off.
Right. Is that Intrepid Fart that he beat?
Yeah.
By a nose?
Yeah. Yes. That's the same. I saw that, I was like, I got to go make sure this is the horse it's the same ugly gray horse that used to be trained by Todd Pletcher. Yes.
Looking at it more and more, I think you can make a little case for the 9 Happy American here.
Yeah.
4-year-old, fourth off the layoff now, but running its second race at Fairgrounds. Won a mile and 16th last time. Just missed at the distance. 2 just missing sub-100 buyers last time with 98 and 95 last 2. Horse is clearly improving. Maybe we get a pace hookup. Maybe Olympiad doesn't really, maybe the 1 Sprawl goes with Olympiad. Miles D's too close, and the 9 can kind of come flying late in this long stretch. I know I'm reaching a little bit here, but I could see that as an outside possibility. I mean, we don't know he sucks yet, so that's a positive.
Should we do a pick 4 real quick before it's too late here?
Sure.
A draft pick 4? Okay.
Do you want to start with it, Aaron, since it was your suggestion there?
Yeah, I'll take Olympiad in this race.
Out on a limb.
Jared?
Give me that D.
Okay.
I'll take Happy American.
All right.
I'll take Untreated, the Pletcher horse, the 10.
Okay. 4, 5, 9, 10. Next leg. Jared, go first.
What race is it?
The Fairgrounds Turf.
Give me Largent.
Thomas.
10.
I'll pass on it so we don't have too big of a ticket.
Okay. Magic.
Shit. I like the 2, 40 under for Maker.
Okay. 2, 6, 10. I'm going to take the 6 for Chad Brown at Homo, whatever.
I knew someone was taking that 6. That's why I passed.
Yeah. 12th race, Somich. Who you got?
Give me the 1. Lecrate.
Magic.
The 5, Divine Huntress.
Okay. I will skip.
Is that your pick too?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jared.
Do you guys want me to use the 9 or 11?
9.
9.
9's my pick, so I
11 needs a race or two.
I think
agree.
11 can get hung.
Yeah. I like the 9.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Final race, Magic, your call.
Epicenter.
Okay, I will take Smile Happy. Jared?
man, give me the 10.
Slow down, Andy.
Should I take the 9 or should I pass?
Pass.
I would not. If you're trying to decide between passing and the 9, I would definitely pass.
Yeah.
I'm 8, 9, 10 in that race. I'll pass it though.
Okay, all right. So we got a 4 by 3 by 3 by 3. I like that. And I didn't write it down.
Nope.
I agree with Nick. I think Santon's a little interesting.
the
coming over
turf
from
race?
California. Yeah, it's a 3-horse in the turf race.
Okay, who did we have again here? Let's
It's
see.
we had 4 in this one, right?
Yeah, we have 4, 5, 9, 10 in this one.
Okay.
4, 5, 9, 10 with 2, 6, 10 with 1, 5, 9 with 5, 8, 10. It's off the top of my head. That was pretty good.
Very good.
You're lucky I'm only one drink in.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing really well.
Well, we didn't ask you to speak any French names. That's why you were just able to do that.
Right.
I thought I nailed the crate, didn't I?
I think you did
You
really
actually
well.
did get Le Crate.
Yeah.
I forgot that was.
Yeah.
That's Cajun. That's not French. It's a difference.
Is there a difference? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think we've got good coverage in the race. Where I think we only have to go too deep, so we should get through it because that's the ones I'm
Bezos
losing.
fucks us already. One race in.
I'm gonna be excited when Happy American rolls down the lane at 14-1 and we get this thing started with a price.
I'm not gonna be surprised.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. I'm Coach. If you're going to put that in the chat, you got to tell us how you saw it then. That's the rule. That's fine. You can disagree with us, but you got to tell us where we were wrong and who you like before the race.
If anyone's punching a Pick 4 ticket, throw it in the chat too. We'll throw them up there and we can follow along. Hopefully get some people some tickets home here.
Yep.
Somobomb ticket. Yeah, I'm 245 to start out my ticket on the Somobombs.
Did you hit something last night? The free grid?
Yeah, yeah.
At Sam Houston?
The last 4 races was a must use, next up, must use, and that 4 people had it for $5. It paid $4,500 for $5. So I got about $20,000 worth of tickets DM'd to me at like midnight last night.
and one troll on Twitter.
Yeah, always.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Listen, 20K to 1. That's a good ratio right there. I think you're doing something okay, Mike.
Now I'm drinking tequila with an ice pop in it.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It's actually interesting.
With what in it?
You know those ice pops, the freezy pops you get?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Like
these
otter.
are
We call them otter
favorite.
pops out here, but yeah.
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 274.
4-1 were my key horses. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 in this race, 7 in the next, like 4, and then 1 in the last.
2 Silver Prospect. I mean, the Rosario factor on Silver Prospect, if there's one reason the horse suddenly pops again, it might be that.
Another Asmussen with Halo again.
In the gate.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't. That Halo again's another one that abused me.
I have him as my third choice in that race. I'm
Dreamlith.
little
Also, you
scared.
like Dreamlith a little bit.
Yeah.
And Poppy Cap. I can't get there with Poppy Cap, but
And there goes Silver Prospector right
Yeah.
to the lead.
Yeah, to
Mario
the
puts
lead.
him on the lead. Who knew?
And guess
Not
what?
the one.
He's never been here ever on the lead like this. So,
Rosario is such an aggressive jockey out of the gate. What did you expect?
if this horse goes gate to wire, I'm leaving. Because you
been
guys
a good
have
show.
no idea. You have no idea how much I've chased this horse. If he wins gate to wire, it's just my day is just fucked. I mean, it already is, so I might as well root for him.
I mean,
Okay,
Olympiad's in a great spot, right?
Yeah,
You're even money favorite.
I mean, they're not going fast up front either. I mean, there should be no issue from a pace perspective for Olympia.
Miles D is closer than I thought he would. He usually is like a lumbering type that needs a lot of momentum and stuff to get going. I didn't think he had much of a chance if he had that same trailing spot, but he's sitting there in a good stalking spot.
Yeah, if he can finish like usual, he's
Yeah.
going to win. But
he's got the whole stretch to do it. Both of these 4 and the 5 should be dangerous here.
And he's kind of that big horse where if he doesn't get stopped, if he gets his momentum, well, now he's got momentum going the wrong way.
I mean, Silver Prospector looks pretty good.
He looks really good.
Rosario's not even blinking on
nope,
him.
he's
Not
gone.
gonna
I think.
lie.
Jesus Christ. Who's up the rail there?
Come on, 5.
Let's put
Oh,
one
here
up
comes
the
the
rail.
4. Here
Crawl
comes
up the rail.
Here comes the 5.
I mean,
Come on, Olympiad. Get up there.
If
Come on,
loses
Olympiad.
from here, just barely.
Goodness.
he's gonna
Okay.
be home.
Yeah,
There he
has it
goes.
easy.
Yeah.
He has it very easy.
There he goes.
I'll give Silver Prospect. That's the best race he's ran in what centuries. I mean, this horse has been around since the dawn of time. So
Since the Southwest in 2 years ago. That's his best race since then.
It really, the Southwest that he won feels like we didn't have the website, and we've been around 10 years. That's why I was so drunk when he won that race. No. That was a Smarty Jones. That's different. I bet him in the Smarty Jones. I was
Different
so
drunk time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Gold Street beat him that day. I remember that.
He won the Kentucky Jockey Club. Could be the first of 2 Kentucky Jockey Club winners to win back today at Fairgrounds.
I tell you what, Bill Mott has a couple of really, really nice 3-year-olds turning 4. Olympiad right here, Speaker's Corner, won at Gulfstream on Pegasus Day. I really like both these horses. That was super professional. And this is a new track for him. We thought he would be on the lead. He wasn't. No problem. He just stalked professionally and had to wear down a horse that was loose on the lead and got second, held off everybody else.
We had 3 for 6 in his career coming into this, but he never put back-to-back wins together before, so that was nice to see. Like, remember, like when he was second to Baby Yoda with that stupid, ridiculous number, and he got second, and he comes back and wins, but then he can't do a Cigar Mile, but then he wins again. So yeah, it's nice to see him get this done. Also at a stakes, grade 3 stakes for him. So that's a good.
He's never Olympiad's really never. I mean, other than that debut, I guess. But he never really ran a bad race. That's the thing. He's always. Even when he got second, like I said, Baby Yoda freaked that day, and then he finished 4th in Cigar Mile to American Revolution and Following Sea and Plainsman. So, I mean, the horse has always been pretty solid, just giving you kind of an effort. So, yeah, I mean, this is a horse that I think could be pretty good this year as a 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm. That's why I played. Go ahead.
I would say his daily doubles are wild. If you check out the next race, Satine is your favorite in the doubles at $7. The next 2 prices are the 6 at $9, and then the 10 is $15. Largent is going to be your 3rd choice and double the price of the 3 based on the will pace in the daily double.
That's surprising.
It's wild.
That's very surprising to me.
A horse with a 12-1 morning line is the favorite in the doubles.
Hey, Halterman, did you watch race 9?
Did you enjoy it?
Which track would be my answer to that? I've watched race 9 in about 12 different tracks today.
Yes.
I'm hoping she's talking about Fairgrounds so you can relive that horror.
I mean, it's safe to think you don't have to ask us if we watched a race.
Yeah, I think probably
yes.
So. On a Saturday especially. So
yeah. Or Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, or Sundays. If you ask me, the answer is always going to be yes.
You can ask Haltern if he watched, race 9 at Mountaineer. Do they even have 9 races at Mountaineer? If they do,
they usually run 8. They do run 9 on the weekends.
Haltern installed that one too. So.
Yes, yeah.
What's their feature on the weekends? Is it like a $15,000 claimer?
Well, sometimes they'll do a starter for 8K, and then they'll do it. It's a really my favorite race at Mountaineer is the 2 furlong sprint they do.
Oh,
and
who was that mare? Who was that mare that we loved that always
Huntress
ran those?
Helena.
Yeah, that's
Huntress
right.
Helena.
Yeah.
And they'll run it every 2 or 3 weeks because they're running 2 furlongs. They're back quick, and they always put it on like the 7th or 8th race on a Sunday night. Usually, it's a lot of fun.
But yeah, we watched the 9th at Fairgrounds, and I think we can all say that we were pretty frustrated by that one because I was pretty heavy on Pass the Plate and Abscond, which I assumed everyone else was as well, or just Pass the Plate. I think that Aaron, that was your horse. So for She Can't Sing to win, that was kind of crazy, especially after the quote unquote dead rail that cost the 2 horse the win in the sprint, which I needed. It was just frustrating.
Yeah, and I saw, Ashley, you had that horse, and now you sing Olympiad. So that's great. Yeah, I think, obviously, tell us who you have. I think you said you had a pick 3 and a pick 5. Tell us who you have to end the pick 3 here. And the pick 5, we can read it home with you. So I know you had this Olympiad single. That's a big hurdle. So.
Yeah, I saw that too. Miranda was alive to the 1, the 2, and the 10 in the pick 4 there, to 12K, 9K, and 10K. Got a little bit of a rush out of that 2 horse there, turning for home, but unfortunately couldn't have held on. That was a hell of a hit for $40 for Miranda too.
That's a crushing defeat when you see how well the 2 was running. So I hate to hear that. But
I almost feel bad for rooting against her now.
Well, if you didn't know, then there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's why I said almost.
Pick a different horse next time, Miranda.
Well, that's one thing. Ashley's alive to the 3, the 4, and the 6. Okay.
I like all three of them.
Yeah, Major Fed going over to the turf. I think that might wake that horse up. I don't dislike that as a long shot. The 3 Alpha 12 to 1 morning line now 3-2, and then the Chad Brown horse. So yeah, we can root for you. We can root for those horses. It's allowed.
I'm shocked this horse is 3-2. I mean, I have the horse in the pick 4, but I thought we were getting closer to 10-1 or 8-1 or something like that. But 3-2 is wild.
Yeah, that's crazy low. Largent's 4-1. I mean, that. So the Chad Brown horse at 5-2. I was very curious on how that horse would be bet.
I think it's interesting that Largent's 4-1 because usually if a Pletcher horse is ready to roll, they get bet. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that Tropical Turf was awful. And we were all like, he was one of the most hyped horses I can think of going into that race. People were talking about how he's going to roll right into the Pegasus and be a threat there. And obviously didn't even end up in the Pegasus. And now we're showing up at Fairgrounds versus staying at Gulfstream for other stakes there. Like, so it's a pretty shocking turn of events here for Largent and kind of how his season has started, considering what we were expecting from that horse.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But, the thing about it is with Largent that I kind of have hope is why, if he's like not doing very well, why would you ship him all the way to Fairgrounds and run him in this race? Like, wouldn't you just like, well, he's not doing well, maybe we'll try to find something at Gulfstream, not pay the shipping bill there and back. So that makes me think he might. I mean, logically, he might kind of bounce back and run better here.
Well, shit, he should. He can't run worse.
That's true.
And he's one of those, I think when I picked him, on the pod as, it's just one of those like class wise. I mean, if he runs back to where he was running, he should dominate this race or at least should give him a shot. But you didn't know what price you get. I think you're getting a fair price on him. I mean, 7-2. I mean, shit, like can't really go wrong with that. So if you like him, get size back aboard. I think there's no reason not to play him. Yeah, I would rather do that than play Santine or whatever at 3-2. I know that much.
Well, that's the thing that the appeal of Santine, whatever, is okay. We're going to get a decent price, but shit, 3-2. It's like if you knew that was going to be. But listen, it's still 20 minutes, so we may see those odds kind of start to fluctuate. But somebody likes him. Somebody put a lot of dough on him right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he should float up a little bit. The 6 and the 3 should go off around the same price. So I guess they're both around 2-1 or so. I'd expect to get 7-2, 4-1, somewhere in that range on Largent. So that price should hold pretty well. It's kind of crazy price. I actually think the price on the 7 is pretty good too. Halo again sitting at 10-1 on the board. Ran really well against 40 under last time out, who's 35-1 right now. But that obviously will come down as well. So, I think this race is, if you don't like Largent, in my mind, then this race is pretty wide open.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. The Brown shipper obviously is, I say shipper, the United States debuter is a strange one for sure. Halo again, no excuse last time. That's why I couldn't play him back here. He should have won that race. I had him bet. You could probably tell I'm sour on him. So, they're off at Oaklawn if anybody cares about that.
I'm putting a nice little win bet on the 9 horse at Gulfstream. If anyone is interested.
Yeah, that's my boy. I'm alive to 6 horses in this race on the pick 4 ticket. This prices aren't great, but there's 69 to 353.
Nice.
Yeah, if I ever pick Diamond Oops again, you can punch me in the face, Magic. Just right.
Dude, I was. I had a bad. I was like, man, he's 7. I don't know. It might be too old. And you kept talking about how they don't ever do anything the same with his form, but that was a pretty rough effort.
He didn't too far back, and then didn't have any kick down the lane, and the clock couldn't switch leads. It was just
that was wacky too. I looked at him, I was like, change lead, you donkey. Then I saw the 4 who I also had. I was like, come on, go get past it.
He's a pretty shitty horse, really. Drain the clock. He's really not that good.
I would call him. Let's be nice and say he's an overachiever.
I think okay. Well, it just depends on your perspective on that.
He's been given plenty of assistance to succeed. Plenty
I
of
was gonna say, if he was any good, he would be better than what he's running.
Gives me more faith in White Abario. We'll just put it that way.
So here's something interesting. Fort Peck is in this race at Oaklawn. He actually scratched out of that race at Fairgrounds just now. And as they turn for home, he's in second, trying to make a move. So maybe this he might be going backwards. The 7 market analysis, top pick at racingnews.com, turns the corner with the leads, but he'll probably get caught because that's how today's been.
That doesn't look like he's going to get caught unless
the 2 will come get him.
The 2 gets him. The 7's all over the track.
Yeah, we're hitting him left-handed, we're hitting him right-handed. He's bobbing, he's weaving, he's changed leads 6 times, and he gets beat right at the wire.
Yep. Oh,
I agree with Ashley here. I've got the Brown at whatever as my top pick here at Hamo. I think that's going to be the horse to beat in this spot. That horse looks awfully live coming in. Love the fact that we get Jose Ortiz up on the mount. Lost to St. Mark's Basilica 4 back. There's a lot to like about this Brown horse.
Yep, I agree. I like him a lot. He's another one. Why take him all the way over here? And the other thing is, we know Chad Brown. He's not going to run a real good horse on that Gulfstream Park turf course unless it's for the Pegasus. So he's sending him over here. He's trying to get him a nice turf course. I think it's a pretty good sign that he's going to run pretty well here.
Well, if you convert the time form to buyers, he was averaging like mid-90s, low to mid-90 buyers, all as a 3-year-old. So if you project any improvement as a 4-year-old, and he's never really had firm turf. He had it once when he debuted, and then he had fast in his one synthetic try, and that he won. So, firm ground. This could be a really interesting one here. What price do you think he goes off at, Mike? Because right now he's at 5 to 2.
I think you're end up around 2 to 1, somewhere right in that range, 2 to 1, 5 to 2, which I think is decent value on the horse. Like I don't think it's terrible, especially if you like him. I mean, if you like Chad Brown in this spot and you're sitting there and you're staring at the 3 horse taking all this money, you think it's a great thing. I mean, because look, if does this horse win 30% of the time? If so, 5 to 2 is not a bad number on it at all. And as you mentioned, this should be a great track for a Chad Brown horse. I mean, you have one of the longest stretches in the country. You got a ton of time to run horses down. If this horse is going to come from off the pace, you think that this is going to set up really well for it.
Going in the gate at Gulfstream, the 1 must have been a scratch at the gate.
Did you say you had Somich 9?
Yeah, the 9. Do you guys want to talk about hedging real quick? So Ashley, who are you alive to in this race? I mean, I don't think this is a payoff leg. And if it is,
pick 3. It's a pick 3. Yeah.
Gotcha.
3, 4, 6.
Let us know. So if you're alive to 3, 4, 6, the problem with hedging, and you can chime in here as well. It's impossible to guarantee a win. And whenever I'm hedging, and hedging on the sports side is a lot easier, right? Because if you're hit 5 of a 6 in a parlay, then it's a lot easier on that 6th leg to just say, okay, I'm going to take the other side, or wait till in game. You can play the other side at a plus number and find a way to guarantee or lock in a profit. With horse racing, especially in this large of a field, it is really difficult to lock into a profit. And so what I would say is that, look, your best opinion was the 3, 4, 6. If those are still the 3 horses you like, why are you going to bet money on a horse that you don't like just to try and protect those 3? Because look, there's, you have 3 of the 10 horses, right? And there's going to be you can't cover them all in this spot. I've hedged once in horse racing. It was when I was alive to scoop a pool and I'd half the field, and the other half was all over 15 to 1. So it's really easy to just put win bets down, and you can be able to hedge and guarantee yourself some profit there. In this case, I think it's really tough to do.
What are the will pays? I'm watching Gulfstream and then I'll look at them. But if anybody has them up,
what are they?
Yeah, because that also has some credence.
Man, the 10 is just running off at Gulfstream.
Yeah, the 10's 50 to 1.
I'm too focused on this for you to get into this.
Yeah, give us just a sec. We'll get back to your hedge.
Yeah, the 10's fading, so your 11 though is
the 11's actually holding pretty well here.
I know,
and the 7 looks loaded right behind the leaders.
Is this 9 at my racehorse?
It's my racehorse too. This horse is gonna get claimed out of here. I just hope he wins.
Magic has him? Come on, 9. Get up on the outside. Get by those donkeys.
He's going to get there.
Come on, get by him.
What about the 7?
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, 7's got it, I think.
Why?
Damn it. And not only that, he hung on the 11.
Oh, look at this 4.
God.
Oh, who got that?
What a hanger. Del Romans, baby. Give him to him.
So that's why I texted you that Romans stat this morning about how he's 1 for 80 or something on the turf. Because I was like, this horse might actually get it done. And it was like
2 for 81 now.
Is that what it was?
All right, so the will pays are $109, $914, $109 to the 3, $914 to the 4, and $177 to the 6. Yeah, I think you're going to end up costing yourself money by
just roll with it. The best advice I can give to that is, what year was that Accelerate won the Classic?
2019?
18. Whatever it was. I had a big pick 3 or pick 4.
The 4 may have got that.
That year. You guys remember that? And I was single to who was the Baffert horse?
McKenzie.
That's right. But this is like pre McKenzie kind of
3-year-old McKenzie, right?
Yeah, the one that was all over the place.
He was all over the place.
Single to McKenzie, and we sat there for, you know how much time you have between the race prior to the Classic and the Classic. And we sat there, it was like, I think it was going to pay like close to $1,000 for like a $20 or $40 ticket or something. We sat there forever trying to hedge and how all these different things we could do, I could do to hedge, and finally, kind of like Somich said, it was just like, I don't like, the only horse I think can beat this horse is Accelerate. Now, granted, a lot of horses beat McKenzie that day, but the only horse I thought that could win that wasn't him was Accelerate. So that, I made sure to play a hefty win bet on Accelerate, and it paid off because it's like I didn't hit my pick 3 or pick 4, whatever it was, but I did cash on the Accelerate. So my point is, like, we were looking at all, remember this Magic? We were all these elaborate, do this and do that.
There's like 5 Saratoga Slims all calculating the odds at the same.
Why am I going to play a win ticket on some bullshit horse that I don't even like in the first place? So, to the point, I think you just, in this case, you've got 3 horses that you like and just ride with it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are bone sober then too, figuring all that out.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, okay, what is
Damn it!
It's the 7. And the crazy
Fucking
part
Romans.
too is,
son of a bitch.
let's say you got $50 into the pick 3, or
You
let's
guys
say
didn't know it was
20
7
bucks.
the whole time?
Yeah, I was positive it was 7.
I mean, it wasn't close, was it?
No, it wasn't that close.
No.
Let's say you got $20 into that pick 3. If you bet another $20 and then you lose the pick 3 and you don't hit the hedge, all of a sudden you lost $40 on a pick 3 you spent 20 on originally. It compounds the anger of missing that pick 3 too.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because especially when you think back, like, I placed the win bet on that horse.
Yeah.
God. I mean, in this case, you got coverage. You got 3 horses you like, and roll with it. Plus, it's not like the profits are. I mean, if the profit was like $1,000 on a $20 bet or something, then you can start to get a little more creative. But this case, you might as well just roll with it.
Ashley, hopefully you're alive to the pick 5. The discussion might be a little different then, because the situations might be a little different. But no, with this pick 3, I think it's pretty straightforward. But if you're alive to that pick 5, we'll be on the air, and then we can kind of maybe revisit what you may or may not want to do there.
All right, should we head back over to Fairgrounds and talk about this turf race a little more?
I'm waiting for this photo at Gulfstream, but yeah, go ahead. That's definitely, we need to talk about the turf race.
All right, do we think who's going to get the lead here? Do we have any chance that we're going to see a wire-to-wire here?
Let me pull up here. I think that's the main question. I think there's a lot of speed in the race.
I mean, is it 40 under? Is it cavalry charge? Does 2 Emmys get out there?
I think 40 under and 2 Emmys. 40 under and 2 Emmys are the 2 that I think will be in front.
I mean, you got to think 40 under goes then, right? I mean, just from the 2 spot. And so do you expect the 2 to try and wire this field and kind of see what happens from there?
Yeah. The other one is like Halo again didn't really show it last time, but I think this horse has enough speed. The race 2 back took him gate to wire. We saw Rosario be aggressive in the last race. Maybe he gets out there. I think 2-7-11 cavalry charge from the rail kind of forces his spot. And then that just, to me, leaves it to the closers. And, you got to think Chad Brown's going to close, and you got to think if Largent's ready, he's going to be running too. So
yeah,
I have a feeling we're going to see a pretty fast pace. We saw it in the last turf race, in what was that, race 9? And then I think we'll see it again here.
Yeah, trip is going to be really important here because I like that trip on the 3 and the 1 with Abscon and past the plate. And past the plate was what, 15 wide on that turn at one point, it looked like, and the 5 kind of just snuck up the rail. I mean, the trip here is going to make a big difference if we do see that quick pace again with that long stretch.
Yeah, the cool thing about Pass the Plate, breaks from the rail, rallies home 27 wide. That's always what you want to see, as the rail horse that had the position just goes right up and beats him.
It kind of makes you wonder if Pass the Plate went too early. Like, did we need to go that wide middle of that turn to be able to start making that move when you know, he clearly flattened out by the end of the stretch? I mean, you weren't seeing that same burst. So I kind of wonder if he went a little bit too early and maybe he was just kind of getting used to that stretch. Although Jockey knows the stretch well.
Yeah, he should, right? But it does seem like the horse was making a move, you know, before they you know, on the turn, he was starting to make the move. And with that long stretch, you need to be a little bit more patient, maybe. So I don't know. I think you could sit here and go one way or the other on the move. But I think the biggest problem is you had one horse that was, like I said, floated in the parking lot, and the other one never left the rail. And that's what happens, you know, because the thing about that race and about this race, pending what happens with Largent or maybe the new brown horses, the rest of them, you know, they're not that good. So if they don't get great trips, they're going to struggle to finish the deal. And that's how it was in race 9. And that's how it is here, unless we see that improvement out of Largent or, like I said, something from the brown horse.
And the doubles are actually where there's a ton of value right now. The next race's list is absolutely wide open. Right now, the 9 horse is going to be your slight favorite in the next race, followed by the 11. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 horses within $1 of each other in the doubles, the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 5. So if you like doubles, or if you like anyone in the next race, playing a double into that next race is a great value.
Yeah, there's no question. And I think the next race, it's pick your poison. I mean, I can't wait to talk about that one. That is a wild ass race, where this one, honestly, it's like, you know, if the 6 or the 10 don't win this race, then they're just not very good. Like these other horses, I'm just not a fan of them. I'm really not. The 3, I guess, throw the 3 in as well. Throw the 3 in as well, because that's one that is a 3-year-old now turning 4, could see improvement, ran a really big race last time out. So those 3, to me, the kind of the newer horses to this circuit and to these group of horses you always see at fairgrounds, one of them's got to win, in my opinion.
I thought I was getting cute with the 3. Like, I still can't believe that horse is 9-5. Like, I thought I was being sneaky in the 12-1 morning line. I'm shocked that horse is getting bet down as much as it is.
It's funny because we were talking about Smile Happy and the morning line and how bad it was. And John White, morning line maker at San Diego, Texas, said, is Smile Happy 7-2 the worst morning line of all time? No, it's bad, but not nearly as bad as 12-1 on Santon in this spot. It was now 2-1. By the way, same morning line maker. Just want to throw that out there.
They didn't switch from race to race?
No. Listen, I've dug into the morning lines, and my advice is to not take the morning lines very seriously at fairgrounds. Now, opinions of what horses are going to be are one thing, but making a consistent line that mathematically makes sense is quite another, and it's not done on a consistent basis at fairgrounds.
Well, it's interesting, too. I mean, I think we should at least talk about, because apparently people didn't understand this on Twitter who are in the horse racing industry. The morning line is supposed to just be a projection of what the off odds are going to be. It's supposed to be a way to kind of help with people who are at the track understand what the projected off odds are, not necessarily what the fair odds are or what anyone believes that horse should go off at, either you, me, anybody, but what the track morning line maker believes that horse is most likely to go off at or break from the post, to help the public understand who should be around the right price. So it has nothing to do with what you actually think of the horse. It has everything to do with what you think, how the horse is going to be bet. And I think that's something important to note, because you never know with some of these morning lines. And that's why I think we all agreed that look, I'm not sure if any of us think 7-2 is fair odds on Smile Happy, but I'll tell you this: there's no chance you're getting 7-2 when that horse breaks out of the gate.
Yeah, Twitter was really like amazing to me. Some of the replies we got from people who I still think know better, and they're just being weird, because you said it exactly right. If you believe Smile Happy sucks and should be 6-1, then that's fine. That's great. Yeah. I can't argue that. That's an opinion that you have in your personal value line. Well, that's yours. I can't tell you, no, that's wrong. It's yours, but that's not what a morning line is. A morning line is, what will this horse go off at when they break from the gate? It was 7-2 is wildly insane on Smile Happy.
It was truly amazing. I don't know why I say that, because you think by now I'd learned what Twitter is about, but It's like I have all the people in it. Like I don't care about the randoms, but like people that quote unquote kind of do this in the industry, kind of it's like you guys realize what the morning line is, right? You know, it's just amazing. It's like it's almost when you say when I think I tweeted out something like a 7-2, the worst morning line. They assume that you mean he sucks or he's too good or whatever. Like it's like no,
just like, the morning line's off.
It's perception. This horse will not lose. This horse is coming out of a key race. This horse. I mean, it's like how is the horse going to be bet? And that's one of the biggest things I ever learned from John White is like he would. I mean, we'd be at dinner talking about the day or whatever, and he'd be mad about a horse, how the horse was bet because he was mad that he didn't have it. He didn't think of that the way that, you know what I mean? And so it's all about how he didn't care about the horse that won or not. It's just, he had a horse at 8-5 and the horse didn't take any money or vice versa. And so that's what it's about because the goal is they go out of the gate and the odds are the exact same odds the morning line was.
Right. So for example, if Smile Happy 7-2, if he goes off at 8-5, and he gets beat by the length of the stretch, it was still a terrible morning line. The performance of the horse is not a factor in this. It's strictly, was the horse better or not? Because I know what's going to happen. If he goes off at 8-5 and gets beat, everybody's going to reply to that tweet, and it's not going to matter. Exactly. If he goes off at 3-1, then we were wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But
you want to wager that I'll give you 5-2 and over. I'll take anything. I'll take 2-1 and under.
Do it.
No.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Giving you a bunch of room. All right, we got 0 minutes to post here. They're about to walk over onto the turf course. I played a pick 3. I'm going to start with my pick 3 with the 6 here. I actually think there's some value in starting a pick 3 with the 6. I'm using the 1 and the 9 in the second leg and the 8, 9, 10 in the last leg. You guys going to play anything here? Doubles, pick 3s, tries?
Honestly, you know how I am. I keep it very simple when we're going race by race. I like the 6, and I think the price is fine at 7-2. So no, I'm sticking with a win bet on the 6. I thought he'd be bet down a little bit harder. Listen, I don't dislike the 3. We've got the 3 in all the multis, everything like that. But 9-5 is crazy, and I think it has produced a little bit of value for these horses. You got Chad Brown at 7-2 on the turf, and you got Todd Pletcher at 4-1 on the turf. I'll stick with Chad Brown with a win bet here at 7-2 on the 6.
I still think this is crazy that you're actually now getting a higher price on Largent than his morning line. I mean, I guess it's a good one. In this case, it's a good morning line, right? Because he's right there. It's by 7-2. I never thought that this horse wouldn't be bet down some from that. So 4-1, this horse is dead on the board.
I can't wait to feel like a total moron when this horse wins by 3 lengths.
I know.
Just why did we not bet this horse to win? Because look, if I told you you get 4-1 on Largent in his next start at Fairgrounds going into that tropical turf, how much would you have bet on that? I don't care. There's no way he's not going to be like 6-5 in that race, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he's a win bet for me just based off the price. This is a big race for him. He's got to win. Unless the horse, like the Chad Brown horse, is like freaky.
Yeah.
The 6-10 and 10-6 exactas are paying 26 and 27 to 1.
Box him up, man.
Okay, I'll put a little bit on that too. Now that you just said that, because that's crazy. And again, it's not shade on the 3.
No,
it's just the shade on the price of the 3. And it's, if you've liked anybody, whether it be exactas, wins, whatever. He's created it. He's created the value for you. Well, he hasn't. The bettors have. So we'll see. This horse has been working out like a monster, so maybe he runs like a monster.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You look at I mean, I know, like we talked about living blinkers off a little bit. The 10 definitely, and again, it's workouts, but the 10 definitely seems to be, based off the workout times, dramatically faster than he was going into the tropical turf. And after the race, Pletcher's like, off that layoff, he wasn't quite as fit as I'd want him to be. Gotta assume he's better off of that race here, and the workouts would suggest that we're at least going to get a better effort, which, like I said earlier, can be worse, right?
Right, for sure. He like it looked like he was starting to go and just stopped last time.
Just ran in motion the whole, in place the whole stretch.
Yeah.
That was one of those too bad to believe races.
Yeah,
sometimes good horses just run so bad. You're like, well, I'm just going to throw that out. I don't even need an excuse. It made no sense logically that he was going to run that poorly.
Yeah.
Well, this race is about to tell us if he's something, that layoff. If there was a bigger issue there, that he's in this not the same horse, or if that was a race he needed.
Yeah, I don't love the fact he's at Fairgrounds. I'm going to be honest. Like, his next start wasn't at Keeneland or Gulfstream. It's a little concerning to me.
Well, Keeneland's 2 months away. You got to get the horse ready at some point.
Yeah.
They're in the gate for me.
Yep. Here we go.
The 11 just walked in. All right, I'm interested to see where 2 Emmys is here as well.
Yeah, does he get gunned?
Got to get gunned, I would think.
Go.
They're off. The 10 broke better than the 11 did.
Yeah.
Your speed's going to be the inside here.
Well, the 11's – well, the 10's going to be, close today.
I said 10, he got position.
Which is interesting.
And the 11 is that close. 11 was just able to gradually clear, so that he might be dangerous. Where did the
40 unders on our ticket, takes back into third.
And the Chad Brown, second to last, all the way back there.
Well, I mean, past the plate, had no problem rallying from there.
No.
Just need that rail to open up, right? Golden rail.
Largen is 5-1, fellas. I mean,
yeah.
From a standpoint of where he's out in this race, there's this horse. There should be no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's good enough, that's the doubt, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, he's got the perfect position.
They are crawling up front.
Yeah, they
24 and 4, 49 and 4 for the opening half.
Where's that 3 at? Oh, the 3's right.
This stupid 2 Emmys wins this again, or wins again.
I mean, 40 under is in a great spot too. I mean, that 2 is just sitting on the rail right inside the 10.
If he doesn't get in trouble.
Now, let's see if we can start seeing someone launch from the back. The brown horse is on the rail, about the 5th pack there.
Here comes the 5 horse. Is that Monarch's Glen?
Yep.
Yeah. The brown horse doesn't seem like.
Did I pick the wrong maker?
No.
Or is he going to flatten out here in a second?
It's a long stretch, so we'll see what happens here.
Come on, 40.
Cavalry charge still up front.
Come on, 40.
Here comes the 7.
Come on, 40.
The Chad Brown is starting to kick in way on the outside too.
Yeah, I'm glad he's in the parking lot. That's
it's not large. Not going to be Largent.
Who we got coming way out there?
That's
6
the
horse.
Chad.
6 horse. Come on, Adamo.
Come on, Chad.
Come on, 6 horse. Come on, 6 horse.
Get up with this Chad.
No, didn't get it. Oh.
You can officially say I am absolutely cursed on this turf course.
I mean, they're showing a both.
I've been beaten by a 35-1, and I've been beaten by a $40 payer, and I've been beaten by a 25-1. And the last 2 times, my horse, he hasn't even been in the parking lot. He's been in the street.
So Largent. Oh man, did he? Oh God,
this was crazy.
He got it going, and then it just looks like he ran out of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
He lost.
Unless it's the worst angle in the history of racing.
Oh, no.
That angle should favor the inside, but not
Magic. That's another Dallas Stewart.
The Stewart already had his bomb early in the card. He's only supposed to have 1 a day, I thought. This horse has now won 4 of 7, but shit, what the hell was? I mean, look how slow they still went. Like the 3/4 of the mile was 26 flat, and then they still came home in 13 for that final furlong. That's slow. That's slow. I will give the Chad Brown horse a lot of credit for being able to close into that slow piece of crap.
Well, I mean, they
pace.
won 13 in the last quarter, 26. They had all the chance in the world to close into that. They're crawling up front.
How about that dead rail?
Fuck, he's wide the whole damn time. I mean, I just can't.
Wait, the shortest way around isn't in the parking lot?
Jeez.
It's not.
Oh man, when he started rolling there in that last 16th, I thought Adamo was going to get there. He started lugging in. I was like, here he comes.
The deal with today, the just might thing, he was awful. He deserved to lose, right? I don't know how he lost. Don't get me wrong. I had him singled. I have no idea how that horse lost. But he didn't run very well. These 2 horses, I mean, they put in efforts. They got beat, and like Jared said it best. If Halo again wins, it's like, God damn, I can't believe that. I liked him a little bit. Cavalry charge?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ashley had I can't. And the other thing that pisses you off about this race is if you're a win better like me, you got the price on the 6 that you wanted, and the 3 didn't run to the odds at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's just fucking frustrating.
And the 10 was not good. I mean,
Yeah, the 10 sucked. 7-2 on that 6. It's just.
Well,
Sucks. And to Largent, that horse did the exact same thing he did the race before, where he's in a perfect position, looks like he's going to get going, and just kind of just slowly grinds, and then as all the horses go by him. I mean, that horse, clearly that layoff, there was something wrong with that horse, and he's not back to that.
This horse just paid $6.20 to place. I didn't think he'd pay that to win when I handicapped this race.
Oh, I had so much double
unbelievable.
going. I had so much double with that 6. That's really frustrating.
I can't even.
Oh.
That makes me so mad.
Was it the dirt and turf screwing you up today, Aaron, or was it mostly the turf where you were snake bit?
The turf, for sure.
That's the
The
third
dirt races,
straight.
I've been around it, or hit it or been around it every time. But the turf it's just been a chaos.
That's the third straight turf race where it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are you gonna do? I mean, like you said, I never on cavalry charge. That's the frustrating part there, right? And when you cleared, you got a little bit worried when you got the softer trip and you saw the time up front, but like, you got to think someone was getting by, and then that Chad horse just being that wide and not getting going early enough, just so frustrating.
Well, and it's okay. You're playing multis. Maybe you can get to one, like Ashley, she, got to one of those long shots. Great, but you can't get to both of them in a pick 3. I mean, you can, but you got to really.
I mean, the 50-cent pick 3 paid $1,400, so
yeah, I mean, you got to be lucky. You know. You could have went all single all. I mean, that's a way to get to it. I think that's a terrible bet, but you could have done it, and this time it would have been good. But in the long run, that's a horrible way to play. But
so, what were the prices again, Halterman, on the horses that your top picks have been beaten by?
Thanks. Let me. I don't want to relive
25 to 1, 35 to 1, and 19 to 1.
That's just an incredible stat. I mean,
ran second all 3 times.
Yep.
And all 3 of them looked like winners. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, ran well enough to win, I would say. Past the plate, I never thought was going to lose. And just might, I never thought was going to, until that mid-stretch. And it's like, wow, he's totally stopping. He may finish last, This race, past the plate and this were both 7-2, which, I mean, that's whatever. It's good prices on both of them, I thought. But
I mean, it's been a wild day. I just put through all the prices. I mean, we've had 19 to 1 winner. We've had there was a 10 to 1 winner in the third race. You had the 25 to 1, the 35 to 1, another 19 to 1. Yeah, more or less. This is a group therapy session at this point because this is so damn frustrating.
Boys, the good news is there's no more turf racing today at Fairgrounds.
That's why I asked earlier.
I don't have to deal with Fairgrounds for another month. That's the good news.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is why I don't watch Fairgrounds, guys.
That was wildly frustrating, that race. Even
now
worse
imagine if the 6 gets home, this is an entirely different move. We're like, yeah, we knew it. That horse is great. Chad's going to Keeneland.
Well, that horse sucks. I don't think but
I wish the 6 didn't make the run. I wish the 6 just threw it in the back and then no issue. It's like, whatever, fine.
No shit.
Ran 8th. I wish you would have done what Largent did,
Yeah, making the
exactly.
Run back is much worse.
10 said, fuck this, and the 6 said, no, I'm going. No, I mean, that definitely, that 6 seems like a horse, Halterman, you'll play the 6 next time and get beat again, I'm sure. But that 6 seems like a horse that you'd want to play back.
Yeah. I mean, it's where he spotted, and
Halterman's not in a place right now to discuss.
I mean,
time out.
he probably should have still won, right? If he was
I don't love that it took so long to get going and closed in 39 seconds for the last 3/8 of a mile. Like that's slow. Like it's not fast, and so it's not like they were booking it up front. It's not like they're doing 12s. And so if you're doing 13s, the horse should come from the back without a problem. Like that shouldn't be, that's what you want. And so, I mean, I wasn't that impressed, especially considering how long it took that horse to get his turn of foot going.
Boy, Dallas is on screen if you want to hear him explain how he's able to figure this one out.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he's got some.
Dallas is on screen right now. Explaining. He's doing all of this, talking about, and I'm sure you got a great explanation.
I would love to be wherever Dallas is going to be tonight. That is going to be awesome. Oh, my gosh. Wish I was down there. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, 2 minutes to Oaklawn. This is the Dixie Belle, and they got a horse named Happy Soul in this race, the Wesley Ward that was a monster as a 2-year-old. Was going to run at Saratoga, scratched, and haven't seen her since. Now she's in this. So this could be an interesting race, actually, at Oaklawn. And also Wicked Halo, who won a stakes at Saratoga and hasn't been seen from or heard from since. So this is actually really good. I think this will be a really good race. Magic, we did a preview of this. You can find it at racingdudes.com. You got 2 minutes, though. May not be able to get it done by the time the race is over. So, who did you like here?
I mean, I don't know how you could not like Happy Soul here. You can hate the price, but the fact that Johnny V's back out here to ride again. Johnny V was going to ride when she was aiming at that turf sprint stakes at Santa Anita last weekend. So I don't see how you play against her. If you wanted to, maybe the 7 Pretty Birdie. She's got a little bit of class for Norm Cassie. That would probably be where I go. I know some people, the last time we suggested play a horse at a short price that Giovanni Franco was riding, it didn't turn out too well. So I would say go with the 7 Pretty Birdie, maybe like 5-7 straight exacta.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad wager at all. You can also have Hypersport. Horse has got some local form. Pretty nice horse if you want to get a long shot involved. My horse that I thought might be a decent price, Icy Stare Down, was actually scratched out of the race. So, sometimes that happens when you do them on Wednesdays, they scratch. So
Wesley Ward said earlier this week, he's like about Happy Soul. He's like, she's really, really fast. Like, I
saw that too. Yeah,
I don't think she's losing. And honestly, I think you're getting a pretty good price on her at even money.
She's really fast, and we took the blinkers off of her on purpose.
Well, look,
you think she's going to be in the lead?
If she's any good, she'll beat this field. This field isn't great, right? So if she loses, then she's a really big disappointment in my eyes. Unless he doesn't send them over there not fit. So I'm not even going to say that line.
Does he run horses at Oaklawn often?
Not very often. He wins.
Kamari was a pretty successful experiment.
They run well when he does, typically.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see him very often there. It's just so surprising to see any Ward there.
Doesn't
get the lead.
Okay, so the horse is going to be in third. Okay.
Well, but she's well within herself. I mean, she's not tugging or anything.
And Johnny's not trying to get her out of any kickback, or he's not panicking.
How fast is this 7 going?
I mean, she's also got the rail.
She's 21 and sub 21 and 2.
Well, that's why she's not in the lead, I guess.
This is a nice horse she's facing, but if she's any good,
she was on the Tampa Trail for a minute, right?
She's not bad. I like the cutback for her, but she's gonna get smoked.
Well, maybe. Happy she keeps leaning out here.
I don't know what you're watching. Maybe you're ahead of me.
Oh, maybe. She just was leaning out a lot on the 7 in the turn.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't cornering the best, but
there she goes. All right.
Well, here comes a 2. Very little sense for Randy Morse. No, he's not gonna be able to get there. That horse, they didn't really ask that horse to do much today. That's a really good horse.
Thank you very much, guys.
That's a nice horse.
I just got my money back from those doubles.
Well, listen, a lot of people.
I got my money back from pick 4.
Listen, Jared said it best. Sometimes, like a 5-horse field, Wesley Ward's talking so great about this horse. It's not a very good field, and then there's Happy Soul at 4-5.
Yeah,
that's a good bet sometimes, guys. I mean, it really is. People don't want to acknowledge that, and people want to try to make themselves look really smart and let's try to go against. But sometimes 4-5 is right when you got a horse like this.
Well, you end up getting even money, which makes it even better.
Even better.
Oh, did it go up to even? Okay.
Yeah,
she went up.
And just to further your argument, like value is at any number, right? It's not, even money can be value if you think the horse is going to win 80% of the time. Even money is a huge underlay to what the actual value should be, right? So you're getting a wonderful price at even money if the horse wins 80% of the time. So sometimes betting short prices isn't the wrong thing to do, especially if you think they just tower over a field like that.
Yeah. Well, Life is Good in the Dirt Mile is a perfect example. Like you guys said in the guide, like anything above 2-5 was value on Life is Good in that race, and you're like, someone might say that's dumb, and then you watch how he won. It's like that was value. Like clearly he's gonna win like that. So yeah, It's all relative, like Chris says. Yeah,
and telative.
And telative, yes. Value is
when he said that, I was like, oh shit, I don't know what that means. Somebody had to tell me.
I was like, is that a word that I should know?
Jared's like, shit, I haven't heard that one before.
I was ready for Magic to explain it to me.
It sounds like a magic word, right?
Google that real quick.
I couldn't believe you didn't know Gumar. You must have never watched The Sopranos.
No, I didn't watch The Sopranos, actually, no.
That's what the Italians call their side pieces. They're Gumars.
All right, we got 15 minutes to the race that Aaron wants to talk about. So, Aaron, you want to kick us off here and talk a little bit about what is this? Well, I don't even know the name of this damn race.
The Rachel Alexandra?
Yeah, the Rachel Alexandra. You want to talk a little about the Rachel Alexandra?
Well, I sure wish Rachel Alexandra was in this race. We wouldn't have to talk about it because it would just be a blowout.
You wouldn't be getting any value, though.
Well, she would talk about value. 3 to 5 would be value on Rachel Alexandra in this year's version of the Rachel Alexandra.
But is 3 to 5 too high or too low?
Yeah.
Is it the morning line or is it the off odds?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for an answer here, guys.
It's a good thing I'm in the basement, or I would just jump out the window right now. Listen, this race is crazy. I think there's a ton of ways you can go, and it's just like, yeah, that makes sense. I couldn't really argue against. So in that kind of situation, let's look at the board. We looked at the board and said, well, we kind of like the 3 last race, but over bet. I think the 11 Hidden Connection is over bet. I don't necessarily hate the horse, but I can't play anybody at 9 to 5 in here. My top pick was the 5. She's 4 to 1. I don't like that very well either. So I'm kind of looking at the board. I look at the 9. Jared's top pick is 5 to 1. I think that's the value as we sit here 14 minutes from post. Could change, but as of right now, 5 to 1 is too good of a price on that horse.
Yep. Sign me up for that price. I think that horse. I don't know. I think that horse is. You know, remember we did that preview for that race with Under the Stars Magic, and I told you guys just to play him straight, play Under the Stars over Awake at Midnight. I mean, and to me, Awake at Midnight's a horse that looked like she's big. She's a daughter of Nyquist. I think she's going to be fast going longer. So to me, I think she's very interesting. Somich, I'd be interested to know your take here because I've mentioned this on Blinkers Off. I wouldn't be surprised if the 9 ends up on the lead here. What are your thoughts on that?
The 9 definitely showed enough speed in California that if they want to send the 9, if Mario wants to be on the lead, I think he could be here. The post, I think, kind of forces their hand a little to rate a little more than just send. Because if you send, you better clear. And there is quite a bit of speed to the inside. I think Lecrae off the rail is the horse that you're going to end up seeing on the lead. I think Lecrae kind of has to push get pedal to the metal early so that she doesn't get shuffled back and end up in that 5th or 6th spot taking kickback on the rail. So I have a feeling you're going to see Lecrae out there early. But I agree with Awake at Midnight. I think Awake at Midnight is going to sit right outside of Lecrae, probably in the 2nd spot, maybe sit in 3rd with someone on the inside of her. I think she's going to get the trip and have every chance to win this thing. When O'Neill sends horses to fairgrounds, you got to pay attention. I mean, he's done very well with this over the years. And the fact that you're going to see Awake at Midnight and then obviously see Slow Down Andy in the next race, I think both of those horses are extremely live. And it's telling that the O'Neill double right now is paying $17. So the 9-11 double is down to just $17. I think both of those are very live. And the 1 and the 9 were my top 2 picks. The 1 and the 9 are going to be my top 2 picks when they enter the gate here at these prices. I think you're getting value on both of them.
Doug's there too. I see him saddling. He flew out for the trip. Doug O'Neill, the trainer. Can I pause it? What if the 7 ends up being sent too? I don't think the 7's got a shot in hell trying dirt for the first time, but her early turf speed suggests if she brings that to the dirt, and it's Florent who likes to quarter horse sometimes out of the gate, I could see him pushing Lecrae on the front end. Again, I don't think she's got a shot in hell, but Aaron, do you see that?
See, I think that's like the kind of the tricky thing when you talk about the pace of this race is what does the 7 do? Like, obviously, if she brings that kind of turf speed here, maybe she can press them, but you also got to remember turf races usually project a little bit slower paces. And also, what's she going to do when that dirt touches her feet? Is she going to, go out there like she usually does? Is she just going to hate it from the start? So I hate relying on that horse to kind of set a pace here. So I do think there's enough other speed in here where it could get interesting. But this is a very questionable, like what's going to happen on the front end to me. There's a lot of question marks in this spot.
I think the 3 has to be discussed as well. I mean, you mentioned Awake at Midnight and the speed that the Awake at Midnight had coming from California. That 3 horse, Miss Maddie B, she faced Awake at Midnight last time out and actually made the lead going 22-1, 44-4. So she has every bit of that giddy up. If she wants the lead, she can go get it as well. She's faster than the crate. Look, there's 4 or 5 spots where you can see speed from it. And actually why I don't like the 11 that much in this spot. You just get the feeling that this 11 horse is going to be 4 or 5 wide around the first turn. I loved Hidden Connection in the Breeders' Cup. I thought she was going to get a great trip in that spot. She didn't break well. She never was able to make up any ground in that race. this is one of those where she could be in the parking lot on both turns. That's just not what you want when you have a deep field like this.
I'm not convinced that I like 11 too, Somich, but I'm not convinced that 11 just isn't like a little too slow, for all these. I mean, you look back, the buyers are kind of a little bit different, but you look at time form, and her time form numbers are very comparable, all three of her races of her career. Kind of makes you wonder if maybe she, ran into two kind of shitty fields, and then got to the juvenile and was just like, no, Echo Zulu, Juju's Matt, like I'm not to that level.
Yep.
And she kind of ran. Yeah, she didn't break well, and she definitely didn't have like the best of trips, but I'm just not convinced that she is overly talented like I kind of thought she might be heading into the Breeders' Cup.
But I don't think there's any Echo Zulu or Juju's Map in here, though. I mean, so I think this is definitely a cut below what she faced there. Although I think your Wake at Midnight pick's a good one. I think the 9 horse is probably more talented than the 11. I think you're getting a better price on the 9 right now. So to me, again, it's LaCrate and it's Wake at Midnight that I think are the keys in here.
What about someone asked this, I'll find it in a second, the 2 North County for Brennan Walsh. What do you guys think about this one?
I put him on my double, or put her on my double. It's interesting because the first 2 wins that she had were against turf horses. The second race, it was on dirt, but it was against off-turf horses. So when she backed it up in the Untappable, and then Brendan Walsh specifically skipped the Silver Bullet Day to train up to this spot to give her a little bit of a breather before she turned 3. I like her. I like that the horse she beat that day, Fannie and Freddie, came back to be second to LaCrate last time out, but for that reason, because I'm using LaCrate in my double, I'm also using North County. So I like her. I think that she's a sneaky at 8-1. I think that's pretty good value there. What about you guys?
This one's weird. I mean, not this time. So Giants Causeway out of a City Zip mare. That's like sprinting. That's turf. That's like, and that's kind of what you saw right out of the gate. Was they started this horse out on turf, and the second race was supposed to be on turf. Ends up getting onto the mud, and that actually would be great for that bloodline. I mean, not this time out of a City Zip mare is going to enjoy the mud. I think that kind of elevated that horse in that specific dirt race. I'm not sure that North County really wants a mile and 16th. I'm not sure North County is ready to face this type of field yet.
Yeah, I think pace-wise, it's going to set up well. I think class-wise, it's going to be questionable. So I think I'll just echo what he said there. Look, ran okay. Last time out, some of the horses that came out of that race came back, did not run well. I just think it's going to have to fall apart for this horse.
Halterman, you brought up a horse on Blinkers Off, Dreamlith, the 4. We talked about horses that maybe could upset this thing at a decent price. You're talking about a horse that, morning line 6-1, currently 7-1, so not getting any action here, but maybe that's the price you're looking for in terms of value. So the 4 Dreamlith coming off a win in the Goldenrod, an upset winner at that. So what, are you 7-1? I mean, you're getting the price you want.
Well, you are, and when I look at this horse, she reminds me of like the female Keep Me in Mind for this year. And it part of it is because it's a Diodora horse, but part of it is look how she runs. She looks just like him, right? She just drops back. Last time out was able to come with just a little bit better of a run. Again, I think the pace is really going to have to come back to her for her to get all the way up and win. But I think she is a player in this division as we go on, because I think she's just going to consistently get up there and kind of chug out, seconds, thirds. But today, with the pace, how it could be, she might be able to get all the way up there and win it.
And Aaron, you picked this horse on Blinkers Off, right? The motion horse. And I know that the price isn't necessarily what you want right now on the 5-horse Divine Huntress. But you want to talk a little about why you like Divine Huntress and how you got there?
Yeah. So listen, I really don't like this type of horse very often. But they changed to obviously privately purchased, changed to Grand Motion, which I thought that's interesting. And then Jose Ortiz gets aboard today. When Jose Ortiz jumps aboard a motion horse, it's live a lot. So I really thought that was a good sign. Won at Parks by 12 3/4. And again, we talked about it. I don't care about the distance from the winner to the second place horse so much. How did the horse finish? Well, pretty damn good. And they basically just grabbed a hold of her right at the stretch and didn't let her run the whole way down. And she still was able to win like that. She didn't get goofy. She didn't get weird, straight as a string. It's a big time step up, but I think, this horse is ready for it. And I don't think Grand Motion Sins are here if he doesn't think he's ready for it. So I'll trust the connections. I know it's Parks to a grade 2, and that's scary, but I'm going to trust the connections here. And I really love that Jose Ortiz gets aboard. I think this horse has a big shot. She looked like a freak in that race at Parks. Again, will it translate? That's the big question.
I was playing tournaments that day, and she looked dominant. I mean, she looked absolutely amazing in that race, and she's now floated up to 9-2. So you're starting to get a little bit better of a price. Those private purchases out of Parks are awfully interesting when they go to some of these big tracks. It tips the hand that there is some talent there. And like you said, getting Jose Ortiz, obviously a pretty big deal here. We got one more person in here asking about the 10 horse here. I kind of was a little interested in California Angel as well. Not going to lie. I think she's a better turf horse. That's my biggest concern with her. But the pace is going to set up for a closer. And California Angel has absolutely romped home in 2 of her victories so far in her career. Did anyone else have any interest in the 10? No?
Maybe last race.
Not so much. All right. Moving on from the
10. No, I did not. Hey, real quickly, Halterman, and those that are backing the 5 Divine Huntress, I don't know if you guys saw that. I think I forwarded it to you guys, but Fairgrounds sent an email out. I think it was this morning, kind of about motion and what the thoughts were behind Divine Huntress. And I thought that was kind of interesting. One thing, it was like Jose breezed this horse last week and got off the horse and said, I want to ride her in this race. So Jose Ortiz liked the work enough. And about the purchase, it was interesting that his assistant, which is Jane Buchanan, kind of has a knack for finding these random horses, and that's how they kind of came across this horse at Parks and said, "Hey, we should go in and purchase this horse," and kind of that's how it started. So he's fully understanding that this is a big jump, but it is interesting that Jose wanted to ride the horse, and I'm with you, Somich. Sometimes these Parks kind of random purchase prices get with a good trainer and good connections and stuff. Sometimes they pop, and this is a huge class test, but for a lot of them it is.
We've got a really interesting thing playing out in the double pool right now too. I don't know if anyone else is looking at this, but currently your favorite in the daily double pool is Hidden Connection into your obvious favorite in the next race, Smile Happy, and that's paying $8 right now. That double. The second favorite double is the 9 horse into Hidden Happy Smile, which is 15. But the third favorite double is Awake at Midnight into Slow Down Andy at $17. The red double is absolutely getting hammered, and I'm talking like hammered.
Of course it is.
Compared that to like the 11-11 double is 30, and the 9-11 double is 17. So almost half the price for O'Neill versus your favorite in this race and O'Neill in the next race. If you do like the O'Neill in the next race, Slow Down Andy, the 5-11 double is paying 66-1 right now. So that's a decent price there to play. If you want to play, I'm sorry, the 5-10 double is paying 63-1 right now. So that's a decent price there if you do like Slow Down Andy in the next race.
That's it. That's really interesting. I think that the O'Neill double is just like kind of one of those things that you just throw it in. It's just like, well, I got all my other ones. Well, let's play 5 on that O'Neill double. It's just like, it makes sense.
You got to think Paul Redham has a huge bet on it, right? I mean, that's the reason that's getting hammered. Like, it's got to be something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how much you and Krabby Lion can go in together on California Angel, okay?
She's going to dirty up this super, I'm telling you. She'd plant her in the 3rd and 4th spot in that super and get a price in there.
And a lot of times I think, and I don't think you believe that, Krabby Lion, but a lot of times people will leave, especially on YouTube, comments like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't like my horse. It's like, I can't lie. I don't hate the horse itself. I don't think the horse.
It's like me and Giant Game.
Yeah, exactly. It's I can't lie to you.
And it's like, we are capable of being wrong.
Yeah.
So it's like, we give an opinion, and you can like it or not, but that's what it is. So, no, we cannot show the race. People keep asking. We can't show the race legally. We don't own the rights to that, but you can watch the replay on our YouTube channel after the fact. And of course, I think it's on. Was it on FS2? Maybe.
I think so. Yeah,
America's
I think it's
Day
American
at the
Day at the Races. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also watch that on your whatever ADW you want and stream it there.
Yeah.
Jared, were you the one on Blinkers Off talking about Awake at Midnight? How Doug O'Neill said she's basically a colt, like she's as big as the colts in his barn.
Yeah.
Like that. You hear that, and you're like, ah, shit, that long stretch at Fairgrounds, if she gets rolling, man.
Yeah, he kind of made comments about how big she was and how she acts like a colt and looks like her got real long legs. And I mean, you never know, but yeah, being a daughter of Nyquist, I mean, obviously you think to stretch out is not going to be an issue for her.
Well, and the horse that beat her on turf in the Jimmy Durante, if you remember, that was a Peter Miller horse, and that was the end of Peter Miller's training career. And he was guns a-blazing and literally just threw all the juice into every horse, and they were winning like crazy. That horse beat Awake at Midnight by a nose. So if Miller's throwing, then he was red hot, threw everything into those horses, and that horse came that close to winning. So that always caught my eye too with her effort.
Well, that's the one thing you can guarantee, that the 9 horse has definitely not been juicing. Doug O'Neill is. Sorry. Hey, fun fact: the last time Doug O'Neill had a horse running at Louisiana, he couldn't be there.
Well, fun fact: I actually was looking up that last night, and I was like, "Why? Why isn't?" I was like, "Oh yeah, he couldn't even be the trainer listed. It was
Yeah.
Laura was the trainer." Yeah, so
Just bad circumstances, guys. Give the guy a break.
guys
You
have
know?
tough luck.
Before I was anywhere near as involved in this, I had a Doug O'Neill horse with Slam Dunk Racing, and we had shipped out to Louisiana and won a $50,000 state bred stakes, and Doug O'Neill could not be the trainer. I'm like, what happened? Why do I have to switch trainers? He's like, oh, he doesn't have a license in that state. It's like, why not? Like, what's going on here?
Well,
What do you got to do for Louisiana to deny your license? Like that's.
All right, we are 0 minutes to post. I kind of like the 159 try now. All that we've talked up the 5 and the 9 so much. I was originally on the 1. I sprinkled a little bit on the 159 try. I've got doubles going with the 1, 5, and 9 as well.
So your super would be you box 159 in the 3 spots and single the 10 in 4th, right? You're keying the 10 there.
I may or may not have a super with the 10 and the 3 as the 4th place horse with those 3 on top.
Real quickly, we're getting close to them getting to gate. Somich, talk about the 1. That's your top listed top pick. I mean, not getting a lot of love, that 5-1. What do obviously this horse hasn't been beat. Give us your case here.
This is one of the most regally bred horses I've ever seen. Melior out of Cavorting. I mean, Cavorting is a multiple grade 1 winner. Absolutely wonderful horse. This horse is bred to go for days, bred to get better as she gets older. I like the fact we have tactical speed. You get Asmussen, you get Rosario. There's no reason to not like this horse unless you just think she's too slow. And if you think she's too slow, then fine, you don't play her here. But she has everything going for her. And if you don't know Cavorting, go out and check Cavorting. And she's an absolutely wonderful mare. And so this is just one of those horses when you see the bloodlines and then you see the fact that they actually kept this as a homebred. You see the trainer, the jockey, everything just fits for this horse to be a monster and a superstar. And so I'm willing to take a little bit of a chance on horses whose numbers are a little bit lighter, but definitely showed upside in her first and second start and should take a nice step forward today.
Yep.
Also, her older sister won this race last year.
Yeah, she's okay too, right? I didn't even bring up the family.
Clairiere, yeah. I kept waiting for. He kept talking about the breeding. I was like, and Clairiere.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got to be careful with that horse like the 1 because everyone's like, oh, she's too slow. Well, she might come out and air again.
This can be. I'm very excited for Lecrae to be here because the 2 races she's won were like it was so much better than those paltry buyers she's got. So yeah. We're finally going to see what she can do. I've got just waiting on the 5 and the 11 to go in, and then I'll be ready. Just waiting on the 11 now.
So real round the horn. 1 is my top pick. Jared?
9.
Aaron?
5.
Magic.
I'll go 2 then. 5 was my top pick. 2 is my second.
It's just you can have the same top pick as someone else.
Fine, 5.
Matters to you.
Which, by the way, her price went up, and we're off.
3 did not break. The 1 looks like we're going to get the lead. The 7's going as well.
Yeah. So the Cox turf horse is going.
Yep.
Hidden Connection is going to be 5 wide on this first turn.
Yep. Getting forced. 9's in a good spot.
5's in a good spot.
I like the 1 spot.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Well, you know what they say: the shortest distance around the track is the 1 spot, right?
The 9 looks very ready to run. She looks very eager.
This is a tough trip from the 11. Going 4 wide, chasing that, and then you're going to be forced to go wide of the 1 here again. This is if Hidden Connection
off the layoff too.
She's a monster here. I mean, this is not where you want to be if you're Hidden Connection.
No.
Whoa.
Oh shoot! What's
Whoa,
happening?
what
With
happened?
No, Lecrae's broke. Ah, shit.
Oh no.
That's bad. Yeah, something went wrong with Lecrae.
Oh, that's.
Well, Hidden Connection inherits the lead. Awake at Midnight's in second. Who's sitting? You've got the 7 sitting behind. Who's outside the 7? The 8, Goddess of Fire.
And the 5 is sitting outside the 2, going 3 wide, and absolutely starting.
Here comes Divine Huntress, which Aaron, we ended up getting 6-1 on Divine Huntress. We got the morning line on her.
Yeah.
Let's see if she's good enough.
She's
got that Pletcher and the O'Neill in front of her. And Jose's looking around. What is he doing? Oh, is she fading?
I think
the 9's not.
She's done.
The 9's struggling. I don't know. Can the 9 get?
I think the 11's going to win. Oh, here comes Pletcher. Pletcher's going to win at a big
Pletcher's
price.
got it with Goddess of Fire. The 7, Turner Loose is re-rallying.
Awake at Midnight never got to run.
No, she didn't. Pletcher's going to get this with Goddess of Fire at 15.
No.
Turner Loose. Look at the Cox re-breaking. What happened to that horse?
The Cox re-break.
Cox juice is flowing today, boys.
Wow. Where did that come from?
I don't even know what to take from that race. Because, I mean, awful what happens to Lecrae there on the backstretch. Completely changes the complexion of the race. Like, who knows how that thing actually ends up going if she ends up staying in the race there. But what a crazy, crazy race.
Man, I hate that long stretch at Fairgrounds. It just takes forever to feel like I'm watching Los Al races.
This is the craziest day.
The other hard day to watch, man.
The 10 was last, and the 5 was second to last. My 5 beat your 10, Krabby.
That you knew when Jose was looking around, it wasn't a good looking around. That was a bad looking around. I don't want to back up into anybody looking around.
Yeah.
Man, what a freaking day.
So do we have to be careful with all the Cox horses running right now? Because
I don't understand how that just happened.
Well, a Nyquist did win it. We just picked the wrong Nyquist.
Nyquist out of AP Indy. I mean, it's not like it's a bad breeding for the distance or anything. It's just a wild first dirt effort.
But this feels like a stab in the dark. This feels like McPeak throwing a turf horse on the dirt kind of a move. Like, fuck it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but you got to trust Brad Cox and Florence Drew more than you trust McPeak and
anybody.
I mean,
we'll trust Brad Cox more.
Yeah.
Let's not get crazy here.
Man, that was wild.
I thought the horse was just done. Like, I thought she kind of went out there and just fell back, and that was it. I didn't even know she's still, like, around. I thought, Pletcher's going to win this a huge price. That's cool. Wow.
What the heck? I actually think Awake at Midnight didn't get a chance to run at like 3 different points of that. I'm not sure if Awake at Midnight wins the race, but she was trying to move forward and got pinched between the 8 and the 11 and then tried to swing out a little bit. She never really got in the clear. That was one. I'm going to give her more of an excuse than a lot of the other horses in this race.
That was a tough first try for going 2 turns for her to do. It's tough. Like, I'd have to watch that replay back a few times. Like, it kind of felt like she had it and she was just a little too slow. But then whenever she did seem like they were kind of all sort of staggering there at the end, it felt like she could have maybe made some ground there and just kind of was behind horses at that point. So she couldn't really get a run. But I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like if she was good enough, she should have been in a better position or top of the stretch because it seemed like she was slowing up when a lot of those were going by her.
Yeah, the Fairgrounds might force me to play again tomorrow. Are they even running tomorrow, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
This has to be a late pick 5 carryover, right?
Oh, it has to.
And the Olympiad wins, and so you have a short price. But outside of that, $50 horse, $70 horse, and now this horse.
It's ironic that it's a turf horse that fucks you on the dirt too. Like the turf just keeps fucking you today.
Yeah. I would not have been shocked if that horse would have went like gate to wire, right? It's like, but the way that horse just won, it almost makes me think, did everybody stop? And then she just was kind of the one that was kept running.
Well, she's never shown fight before. Not like that. Never. Every time she gets headed, she's gone.
They went fast early. I mean, they were trucking up there. I mean, 23 and change, and you had that 11 horse was like you had 4 up there going after the lead, and so then she backed off of that. They came home pretty slow. I mean, again, came home in 7-8 seconds here. I mean, they're not flying home, and so she may have just had the most left.
I just can't see playing anything back out of that race.
Mm-mm.
That looks horrific down the stretch. Like they were barely moving. I don't know. Let me look up that time compared to other times here.
Well, not only is she in the Oaks, Christopher, she's the leader of the Oaks right now. She's got 50 points for that win. So she's definitely in the Oaks, yes, if they choose to go that route. So
does Cox continue the streak? He's got 2 in the next, right?
good Lord, right now you got to take. I mean, when Cyberknife earlier looked amazing, ran off the screen.
Here's my 9 Bodoc, baby. Absolutely no reason to like the horse.
Yeah, that's the turf horse, right? That's the angle.
I can't talk anybody off California Angel I could still talk you out of, but everybody else.
No, 9's not a turf horse, but no.
Hey guys, real quick, Smile Happy opened at 4-5.
Oh, what a fucking shock! Oh, sorry.
4-5, guys. 4-5. Great morning.
Aaron, we've said it so many times. Don't stop now.
All right, guys, I got to jump. We've got a dinner reservation, but it was good to catch up with everybody.
That was it. Mike's officially broken.
I would say you're the lucky one. You lucky son of a bitch. You don't have to stay here and watch this.
Yeah. And when Smile Happy finishes 4th. All right.
Smile Happy is going to roll, and I cannot wait to bet against Smile Happy and Corey Landry at under 2-1 in the Derby. It's going to be one of my
I'm on board with that.
Gambling things in the world. So I'm rooting for Smile Happy right until the first Saturday in May. All right, everybody. Have a good one.
See you, Mikey.
Just calling Mikey.
Don't worry, Crabby. We're staying put. But we're
all
going to be crabby after the – yeah. Altman, you got something to say?
Yeah, real quick. The final time of that race was 1:44.22. The maidens in race 6 ran the same distance in 1:44.11, so they were faster. Stand by. The 8th race, which was Cyberknife.
That had to be faster.
The 7th. Which race was that? No, that was the 8th. Okay, hold on.
8.
Let me get to it. I'm sorry. Let's see. I went past it now. Cyberknife. Here we go. 1:42.53 was Cyberknife's time. So he was 2 seconds faster than the Turner Loose there. So that has to come back a very slow race, I would think.
Sunny Perth. Where are you at, Crabby Lion? Give us some more. We're not here. It's morning. So you're overseas. So that's cool.
Perth. That is cool.
It's Australia.
Olympiad ran. Holy shit, guys! Here's some breaking news. Olympiad set the track record at Fairgrounds for 1:16. He ran it in 1:42.01, which is a new track record.
Huh.
Now, what does this tell you? It tells you the track's probably playing very fast, right? Like it's not more so than Olympiad is a freak. So if the track's playing fast and they just finished that in 1:44 and change, I'm taking a big red marker over that race. I'm not playing any horse out of that.
Wow. That makes me I still want to think about Lecrae, but otherwise it makes me feel better about the results of that because trying to figure out what happened. And someone mentioned it in the chat. What do you make of that race? You kind of have to watch the head-on the backstretch view, which is not going to be probably fun. But if you watch that, you'll be able to see which horses got compromised by Lecrae. Backing up like that. You know what? He didn't slam on the brakes and she didn't go down. So it's a chance that she could still, from your realistic chance she could still survive. So
I haven't heard. Props to I mean, when you got a horse on the lead in the turn, even that gets close, or, pulls up. That I'm sure it affected a few horses, but the fact that everyone, there was not a massive issue there is it could have been really bad.
Yeah, got lucky on that. I think usually what happens if people don't know is that the jockey's trying to pull up like that. He's calling out and he's screaming so that everybody around him knows, get the fuck out of the way. I've got a horse that I'm trying to pull up or something. So if you see him when he's pulling up, he's turning his head. It's because he's screaming at everybody to get out of the way.
Yeah.
What was the final time of that race? The 12th?
1:44.22. Yeah. And like I said, so and like I said, on a day where the track record was broken. So that just kind of tells you, the track is playing fast here. And so that's not a good sign. And if you watch the race, you can tell they are really struggling to get there. And again, I have to watch the replay to go in depth, but it just seemed to me like a race where the ones that still wanted to run were the ones that finished 1-2. The other ones just totally, like I say, broke down, which is terrible, or just quit, completely quit, or just never got going in the first place, maybe.
What was how much did you say, how much faster was the track? What was the track record?
The new track record set by Cyberknife in the Grade 3 Mineshaft Stakes was 1:42.01.
Okay, 2 seconds ish.
Yeah, a little over 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just watched that replay. I mean, it definitely
Olympia,
looks like it affected some horses there.
The 5 had to stop for a second. She was starting to move, and then she stopped and went. That's not going to be enough of an excuse.
Where
for
does
that,
she end up?
Second to last behind the 10, or in front of the 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 5 made like a move for a hot 3 seconds, and then backed up right after that move. So
yeah, this is what Marcus Hirsch just tweeted out. I saw this too.
okay. So apparently the horse got into the ambulance, and Joel said he hoped it wasn't anything serious. Hopefully that's a good sign. I mean, yeah, we'll find out.
You know, the thing about the 9, watching this over, is the 9 kind of has the trip and then is just kind of too damn slow at the top of the turn. You know, like, I feel like if the horse is good enough to go this distance, or fast enough, I should say, that because the 9 basically put herself in a bad position because she was going too slow, is my opinion, watching that replay.
It seemed like they asked her to quicken, and she didn't quicken, and therefore she got cut off. Yeah,
Exactly. And then whenever she didn't quit, so whenever everyone else is kind of quitting around her, it does appear that she's getting stopped, you know. But I would be careful with watching that and thinking that, because I don't know. She just seemed like she was a little slow to kind of get going.
yeah. I wouldn't say that the trip was bad. Really, I think it was what it was. Yeah, Bankit running right now at Oaklawn. Might as well talk about that before we hit it back. So Bankit, this is gonna be an interesting race, because anywhere you look, like any speed figures you look, class, it's like, yeah, Bankit is way better than these horses, but he's also Bankit. So can he actually win this race? It's gonna be really interesting.
Okay, so watching that head on,
I can't believe they're showing that whole thing
Dude,
like that. Jesus Christ. Rosario's off the horse before they pan away.
the 11, the favorite there, she was probably 15 wide
She got screwed hard.
to avoid that. So
Then went back down to the rail.
and then went back down the rail.
got fourth. Got fourth, but got caught by the 9 at the last second to get fourth. That was actually pretty good. And off the layoff for the 11, that's okay. Let's play her back.
But here's the problem. She always takes too much money. She took too much money today. She's going to take too much money the next time. She may do it, and I agree, but she always is overbet. Hopefully we can get a price on her. I'll just leave it at that. All right, Bankit is making his move. He's got to pass like 6 of them here, so this is going to get interesting. He doesn't act like he wants to really run. Runnin' Ray is in front. He's one of mine, so expect him to get caught at the wire here. Let's see. Looks like the number 1 Harvard is going to catch him right at the wire. Bankit off the board. Hold on. Nope. Runnin' Ray held on. He won. So that's good.
This made me laugh. Why are the first replays available always in loud Spanish and immediately after somebody's... Listen, we're just happy to have everybody here. That's all I'll say.
That's right.
I can't help you with the replay situation. Blame that on Twin Spires.
All right. It's 15 minutes now to the big one. And we still have even money on Smile Happy. Guys, you look at the board here, even money, and then everybody else is 4-1 or greater. Like, who's the value here?
Boy.
I mean, my whole thing with Epicenter is not because he's on our fantasy team. I'm banking on him doing something he hasn't done before, which I think Rosario is going to. I'm banking on him pulling Epicenter back to stock because there's a lot of speed here, and he got screwed trying to press the pace with Epicenter to his inside last time, and that's the setup here. I can't imagine Gaffleon does anything different on Papa Cap, so I'm going to say Epicenter at 7-1 when he was 4-1 morning line. He's the only one that's gone really the other direction when you've got Slowdown Andy at about his morning line. Zandon's 4-1. Yeah, I don't know. That's my pick.
Here's my worry about Epicenter. I like the pick. I'm not arguing because 6-1, or excuse me, now 7-1 is too good of a price.
Yeah.
To ignore him. But we haven't seen a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have we seen a gate to wire winner today going long? I don't think we have we?
Not the ones I've seen.
Yeah,
because Cyberknife stalked, right?
Yeah. Which that doesn't always mean anything. You know, like I said, if you stalked and won, well, you were up there close at least. So can he take him gate to wire? I don't know. I think you're right, though. 6-1, 7-1, that is a square price on a horse that runs very, very well over this track and has faced two, well, last time out at least, was a field that was decent. I don't think it was great, but it was decent. And then also, you've got the Chad Brown horse at 4-1. I think that's overbet a little bit. You got Slow Down Andy at 5-1. If you believe he's going to come back like Messier did, that's a steal.
Yeah, I think Epicenter is definitely the value of what we have right now. I mean, 6-1 is for a horse that gets caught in the Lecomte, and if that horse wins the Lecomte, what's this horse value? Sitting at 5-2 probably.
Yeah, that's
so.
A fair,
I mean,
yeah, sorry. I was to say that's a fair point by Christopher. Silver Prospector went gate to wire, got beat by a horse that he just wasn't as good as, but he held off horses that you could probably say he wasn't as good as. So that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Zandon is a lower price than Epicenter is kind of crazy to me. I like Zandon. I mean, just from a point of like, okay, this horse is interesting and making his 3-year-old debut. Let's see what he's about. But 7-2 versus 6-1, give me Epicenter. Because the thing about Epicenter is we did talk about this a little bit on Blinkers Off about like he kind of is what he is, and we kind of feel like we know what he is. He has gotten very gradually, I'll say, but very gradually gotten better with each race. The horse has gotten just a little bit better each time, and so gets caught last time out. Wouldn't be shocking at all to see him win here.
Yeah, I think the distance helps him. Magic. What about you?
You talking about Zandon?
I'm talking about the Epicenter. Sorry.
Yeah, I think anytime you guys have talked about it so well, both on Blinkers Off and then Aaron, the live shows or the previews that we do. God, the previews that we do about how as distances get longer, the horses that run on the front end tend to get better. It's one of the first things that you guys actually taught me way back when I was still just a fan that I remember. So yeah, there's nothing about this horse that says as distance get longer that he's not going to get better. And I think even after he won the Gun Runner, Aaron, I think you said that exact thing about him was just that keep going longer with this horse, he's going to keep getting better.
Just a quick update. I'm watching the paddock right now. Smile Happy is kind of unrest. Yeah, he's calmed down a little bit now. He did not want to go into the stall, but now that he's in the walking ring, he's just fine. And very untrained eye, I'm first to admit, but just looking at the horses, Zandon is the winner in the paddock. Holy cow! Zandon looks amazing in this paddock right now. And again, that A, untrained eye, B, doesn't always matter, but he does look very, very professional. And he looks good. So, yeah, they've got Smile Happy. He's pretty calm. Everybody else seems to be pretty calm right now, too. So, hopefully no excuses from anybody.
Scott Shapiro's got Zandon picked second, and Chris brings up what I think is a good point. Whether you like Zandon says what you like about Mo Donegal, and this feels to me like I don't have that high of an opinion of Mo Donegal, at least is like an elite level. So I don't think that this is a good spot for Zandon. I think maybe third or fourth is the best he's going to do here.
Can I push back on that comment real quick? And I don't 100% disagree, but the one thing is Zandon is very lightly raced, right? I mean, that race he came from a maiden sprinting to 1.1 miles. So to me, he ran a better race than Mo Donegal when you think of the factors of how he got there. Now, I don't really love Mo Donegal either, but I do think Zandon has room to improve off of that effort. I think it was pretty remarkable that the horse was able to run as well as he did. First time against winners, first time going long, and not only first time going long, going from 6 furlongs to 1.1 miles, a huge jump. So it's not a bad thought, but I do think there is room for improvement for Zandon.
So the 2 and the 9 looks like from Charles they're the only horses that make this pick 5 carry over. And the 9, Somich, if you're listening, you're 9, 53-1 on the board. That has a chance. So you'll get paid. Somich, you know he's sitting there at dinner. He's watching on his phone. He's got a bet, got action going on in this 9. Somehow this 9 gets it done. He'll make some money. And Brad Cox, I mean, shit, man.
Yeah, and Mo Donegal, he did cut back in the Holy Bull. And if you kind of paid attention, well, I mean, if you handicap the race, about Gulfstream Park, closers going 1.16 miles at Gulfstream, really, really tough. So he was never really going to win that race. He ran on to be okay. I don't think any of us still really love him, but the jury's kind of out on what does he look like as a 3-year-old going 1.1 miles. That's the big key with him. That first race was just nothing but a prep to get his season going, basically.
Smile Happy still doesn't look all that comfortable in the paddock. He keeps kicking that back right leg.
If you had to pick one that didn't look great as far as behaving, it would be him. I still think it's mild, but the rest of them seem very well behaved, and he's just kind of.
That's probably why it's sticking out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just kind of like, I don't really want to be in here. It's kind of the look that he's got.
Because everybody else is winning. It's too much pressure. I can't take the pressure.
Magic, where do you stand? Halterman and I talked a little bit about this on Blinkers Off the other day. Where do you stand on, what horses in here need to win here the most? And I know that sounds like, they all want to win, but like a horse like Smile Happy hasn't been seen since November, is due to maybe if the horse runs really well and gets beat, maybe you're like, okay, next time out, that horse will be a little bit better. I mean, is it Slow Down Andy who needs to prove the Low Southway Charity wasn't a fluke? Is it Epicenter who maybe needs to prove that he has the ability to win a big kind of race? Like, who is it to you think needs to really win a race like this?
I think it's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just thought you said it to me. Sorry. I think it's the two horses coming out of the LeCompte. I think Call Me Midnight, or I'm sorry, not Call Me, Epicenter and Papa Cap. Because the other horses you named, Jared, they're all coming off of layoffs, and we haven't seen them at 3. So each one of them kind of has a built-in excuse. So even Smile Happy, if we want to sit here, and if he doesn't win, we want to celebrate because he was a bad favorite or a bad price. But we're still going to say, like, if you get second or third, well, he needed a race. You can make excuse for that. Papa Cap, Epicenter, there should be no excuses. You've got the race under your belt. You've been over this track and course. In Epicenter's case, he's won over this course before. So I don't think there's an excuse. Like, those are the two horses that need to show the most because they've already kind of made that start at 3.
Now it's your turn, Halterman.
Yeah, I know. I jumped the gun, but I thought it was a good question, and I was excited to answer it. No, seriously, because I'm with Magic. You got Papa Cap, you got Epicenter. These guys are coming to your track. You better prove it right now. If you get beat by these guys, your track is not very strong. Your local track's not very strong here. If you can beat them, then all of a sudden it's like, wow, Epicenter just beat 3 horses shipping in here. They all 3 ran very well last time out. One of them is the favorite in the future pool that just closed in Smile Happy. One of them beat Messier, who would be the favorite in the future pool if Baffert could run horses in the Derby. And then Zandon for Chad Brown, who, like I said, second start, first time going long, almost won the Remsen. So, yeah, I mean, Epicenter, Papa Cap, if they can finish ahead of those guys, it's a big feather in their hat. And then, like you said, the other ones have their built-in excuses. Oh, they didn't like the track, or whether they're legit or not, they'll have their excuses. Or like Magic said, first off layoff, stuff like that.
Yeah, to me, the 7, the 8, the 10, all of them, while they could very well win this race, if they don't, you say, well, if they ran okay enough, next time out, they might be a little better. Zandon, Smile Happy, Slow Down Andy, all making their 3-year-old debuts. I'm with you guys. If Papa Cap doesn't win here, if Epicenter doesn't win here, you say, especially Papa Cap, you're like, well, he's not very good. If Epicenter still doesn't get the job done with relatively no excuses, you say, well, he's okay, but he's not great. He's on a class, he's a little bit below what maybe the winner of this race is, and obviously like a horse like Messier and some of these other ones that we've been seeing. So, yeah, to me, it's a big prove-it race for the 5 especially, who really is kind of on the cusp as we sit here right now as being like a legit Derby contender, as meaning could win the thing, to being like a horse that's like the Midnight Bourbon. That's just, and Halterman, you made that comparison the other day. It's like maybe he is good and not great.
And it's probably not completely fair that I said that, but it's just a guy that he looks like the type that could end up being that type, right? I think at this point of the year, last year, we probably didn't think Midnight Bourbon just couldn't finish races and would never win, right? But that's what happened, and Epicenter may be that. And listen, there's excuses. Maybe you can make him. Maybe he got snuck up on, but he lost to a huge price after having a big lead in the stretch last time out. And so that gives you that cause for concern. And I got to think Smile Happy, Slow Down Andy, Zandon, one of them are going to run a better race than Call Me Midnight, which to me means Epicenter has to run better than he did last time out. I like Epicenter. I think he's solid. I think he will be in the Kentucky Derby. I don't think there's any doubt. And I think he's always going to be dangerous on the lead. You got some speed going long on the dirt is always dangerous in this country. But I'm not convinced that he can hold off a field like this. So I do think he's going to be out there. I think there's other speed in the race. I do think he gets out in front of him, though. So it'll just be a matter of that's the one they got to run down.
All right, we are 5 minutes to post here.
Can I ask you, Jared, a question? As someone who is a big fan of Command Performance, who was 4th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, giant game, didn't come back well. PopCap had, was okay in the LeCompte, but doesn't get your, blood excited. So if he doesn't run well here, PopCap, do you start to get nervous about Command Performance?
Well, I like to give a little shit about Command Performance. I wouldn't say I'm on the top of his. I might be because I don't know how much of a fan base he has.
That's true.
Yeah, I might be the only one in the fan base, but no, I mean yes and no. I think he is a horse that is very eligible to get better with it. As he turns 3. Obviously, Pletcher liked him enough to throw him right into the deep end right after he broke, or right after his maiden attempt. Didn't break his maiden; he's still a maiden. So yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily get completely discouraged, but what was it? The race was it the Champagne? What was the race he ran? Was it the Champagne? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
behind
Jack Christopher.
Yeah, and Jack Christopher, he finished 2nd, and he beat the Practical Joe course, which I always forget. My Prankster. And who of course has come back to be. So it's not like there is no back class to him, but I do wonder if he is like a Mo Donegal type, a horse that's going to just kind of run, and that may be even not even fair to Mo Donegal because, but maybe he's just one of those horses that's going to run in big races and kind of continue to run 2nd, 3rd. Kind of no matter what the race is. So I'm not necessarily concerned if PopCap continues to run poorly, but it doesn't obviously bode very well for him.
Yeah, I think the Breeders' Cup Juvenile needs a win. That's a big thing. If PopCap would win here, even get 2nd, run really well, you're like, okay, maybe it's not as bad as we think. They need a win.
Part B to that question: do you if Smile Happy shits the bed here as a bode to Dan, if he shits the bed, do you all of a sudden say, well, maybe because we always say the Jockey Club's never a key race for these 2-year-old or the 3-year-olds too at the time. If he is awful, maybe you say, well, maybe that wasn't as much as a key race as much as it was that just the horses in there ran well after it.
No, I wouldn't say it because if they were winning really close, really tight races, they got lucky setups, whatever, I would say it. But they've been so dominant, the other horses out of this. And we haven't brought it up the whole time. It's McPeak. The horse just may not run well. And it's just well, he just wasn't ready. I mean, it can happen. So no, I'm not going to hate on the Jockey Club if he doesn't run very well. I just think there's been too many other impressive horses with dominant victories in preps. So I'm not. Now, one thing, let's see, where did that go? Nick brought it up right here. Zandon is taking money into Smile Happy. What Nick means by that is Smile Happy getting pounded, continues to get pounded 3-2. So float up a notch, but not very much. Just continue to take money. The next one taking money that's significant is Zandon. 3-1, I did not think he would be. I thought he would be more around the 5-6. And I thought Slow Day and Andy would be around the 3-1, 7-2. So that's really interesting, and it kind of tells you the word might be out that this horse is really, really good.
Who has Zandon in fantasy? I don't have the roster pulled
up. The fans have them.
Oh, okay.
Austin and Eagle, yeah.
They've had a good day so far, and they could have a really good day if Zandon comes out and runs well, even if he doesn't win. They've got a nice team for sure. So we'll see. All right, let's do something different. We never have done this before. We each have $20. How are you playing this race? Let's see who can make the most money in this race. Just this race alone. No, okay. So what? I'll let you can think about it. If you got an answer, go ahead and give it. $20. You can play a win. You can play exacta. You can play your track. Whatever you want to do. You got $20 budget. Let's hear it.
I can go first. I got an easy one. I'll do 10 to win on Epicenter, and then I'll do a $5 exacta box Epicenter in Zandon. That's 20, right? I'm terrible with math.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
I would do a that 3-2 really screws you up. I will do
you almost have to not play him.
I will do let's see. Let's go a $10 try, 8 over 710 over 710.
Okay.
Because if I'm going to play the 8, I'm not even comfortable with an exacta. I want to play on top of a try.
What was yours? Magic? Epicenter. What was the exacta?
It was 5-7.
5-7. All right.
Box.
Give me a 10, a straight 10 over 5, $20 exacta.
Wow. Okay.
Say that. Sorry, it glitched on me. What'd you say it was?
10-5 straight exacta.
Ooh.
$20.
Okay.
I like that. People chiming in as well with stuff here. $15 exacta Zandon or Epicenter, excuse me, and then a $5 exacta Epicenter over Zandon. I like that.
Nick's kind of with me there. He's a little heavier on Zandon, but
yeah. Krabby Lion says a 5, 8, 10 try. So yeah. Who's the upset? Like, what about Brad Cox with Tawny Port? Right, like the Cox horses are running great. He just won with a turf horse last time, or last race, the Rachel Alexandra. Now he's got a synthetic horse here with Tawny Port. Never done anything wrong, has won, right? But now big jump. Right after he he won the allowance race at Turfway, he sent this horse here. You guys, what do you think about Tawny Port? Any shot?
It's an odd spot for him, right? Like that he's not they brought him down here. This feels like a shot in the dark, but then I said the same damn thing about the other Cox horse in the last race, so I don't know.
Sure.
I quit.
I don't. Tawny Port is I did look at that horse a little bit thinking, okay, well, maybe, I think we talked a little bit about that too, like the Turfway. It's like, obviously, him to bring the horse over and Flo and Brad have been done well today, big time purchase price. Like, there's a lot. I mean, if you're looking for a huge price in this race, that's probably where I'd go, considering how hot Brad Cox has been today.
Yeah,
so hot.
It's ridiculous. What happened? All right, they're walking to the gate now. Smile Happy 8-5. He's getting to where he's almost playable here.
Yeah, and let me be fair, like, he is my pick to win the race. But in terms of a value of playing this $20 thing, I mean, I'm looking for value elsewhere. That's just kind of how I play. But yeah, he's getting to where if you like him a lot, you can play him to win.
And he just got pushed down to 3-2.
Well, that was the money I just sent in. So
JL's looking to pay rent for the month. $10 each on the 2 and the 9.
Well, they'll do it. So
hey, the way today's went, JL might be.
Is one of them a turf horse? The 2's a turf horse. Broke his maiden on the turf.
Yeah.
Why do we have 2 Magics on the stream here?
That's going to be the replay when this goes up on the YouTube channel.
Oh, gotcha. I just like looking at 2 Magics.
No. All right, Smile Happy back down to 3-2, Zandon 3-1. I think these two have been that for about 10, 15 minutes, other than just a quick jump. So I think that's what you're going to end up getting.
Man.
Epicenter now 9-2. So yeah,
everybody chimed in after the Chad horse didn't win the turf race, and it was like, oh yeah, Chad said the horse didn't have any turn of foot. So like, where's everybody with the Chad info before this race? I don't want to see any of that shit in the chat afterwards.
Getting ready to go. Smile Happy, a horse that a lot of people have ranked number 1 on their Derby lists. Making his 3-year-old debut, about to. Let's see how the Jockey Club comes back, guys.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I think we're going to find out a lot here.
It's a big race. Yeah, we're going to find. This is probably the most telling race that we've had so far on the trail in terms of what we're going to learn about these horses right here.
Yep. All right, they're in for slow down, Andy's in. Here we go. Kind of nervous.
Yeah, me too. I like it. I have nothing on the line in terms of horses. They're off.
Yeah, everybody came around okay from the looks of it.
Zandon goes straight to the back.
Wow.
Straight to the back.
Epicenter to the lead.
And Papa Cap's taken back. That's good for Epicenter. At least Papa Cap won't screw him over again. But he's going to set the pace. I thought Rosario might take back, and he didn't.
The Pletcher horse is going to push him, though, it looks like.
Yeah.
Not going to push him too much, though. Doesn't look like.
Yeah, 23-4. Not bad. He's comfortable, too.
Yeah, they're just going to have to catch him. I mean, if he doesn't.
Ears are already.
It's very similar to the last race, really. They just got to catch him and see if someone does.
hopefully he stays in one piece. That last race got scary real quick.
Smile Happy, man. He's got work to do. He's not exactly doesn't have the best trip either. Kind of in between horses.
Yeah, I mean him and Slow Down Andy, but Slow Down Andy was pretty wide. Well,
47, basically 48 flat, but that's a comfortable 48 because nobody's pushing it. Papa Cap's going to start launching right here. He's going to try and go after Epicenter, but
he's going to need to follow the 10 here.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Epicenter is not even close to being yet.
Open him up, baby. Done.
Epicenter looks really
Come on,
good.
Epi.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Here comes Slow Down.
Come on, Joel. Open him up, Joel. Open him up. There, come on, Epicenter. Look at Smile Happy just dicking around. Oh, he's going to get pinched off here.
Well, Smile Happy.
Oh, he didn't get pinched.
Smile Happy actually is running a very good race. He got one of the weirdest rides I've ever seen.
Dude, hey, is Rosario moved twice to look. That's all he's ever done. Bam!
Well done.
Really good race.
Bam!
Really good race. Who was fourth? Zandon was third. Smile Happy.
The 6 horse.
6. So the
the 6 made a pretty good run, really, considering that was his kind of a big step up. Yeah, Epicenter. Congrats to the Magic Mike show. That's it. That was the effort you kind of expected to see from him last time. To be honest, it's
the effort he had until the 16th pole, and then Rosario gave up because he thought he'd won.
That's a really good race from that horse. Really good race.
Ooh.
I got to watch this replay because the ride on Smile Happy is head scratching. He kind of let everybody pass him, and then he asked the horse.
I know, and then starts weaving in between horses.
Now I don't know that he catches him because this horse wasn't really asked. I mean, this was a powerhouse effort from Epicenter.
Am I the only one that cashes the bet?
Yeah,
I had Epicenter to win. Man, my 5-7 almost connected too.
Guess what? I overthought it like I always do. I played 8 over 5-7. Came in 5-8-7. That's great. Good job. Oh no, I played the 10. Never mind.
Slow Down Andy was very slow. So kind of did a little bit like the other O'Neill horse earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Where it was just kind of had the right trip, was kind of in the position and just didn't really run.
Pretty much.
Stretch.
Didn't get himself going at all.
5-8-7-6 is what the final finish was. Epicenter, Smile Happy, Zandon, Pioneer of Medina. That's your final top 4 finishers of the race. And really, it was Epicenter, and then really Smile Happy, and then the rest. I mean, they really weren't. This was not a close race.
No, not at all. He just got away from him, and like I said, I've gotta watch this replay. I just have to watch it because I'm watching Smile Happy on the turn because I'm thinking Epicenter has it. I'll just see how Smile Happy finishes up what he does, and he's dropping back, and I'm like, okay, well he didn't fire, so then I scale back, and then when I scale back again, here he's coming, he's making a run. Really odd how that unfolded.
Oof.
Wow. So Epicenter got bet down to 7-2. Smile Happy went off at 2-1. Wow.
Yeah, he floated back up at the end there.
All the late money went on Epicenter, I guess.
It did because he was 6-1 going in.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I was sitting here going, how did I not bet it? All of a sudden his price went up and it went back down.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That was great. I'm with you, Aaron. I really want to see this replay of Smile Happy because I just watched Epicenter the whole time.
See, we learned a ton though because now we talked about who needed this race, Epicenter, and he showed. Okay, he's that last race was kind of fluky to him not to win that race. He is the real deal. He's definitely going to dominate this fairgrounds circuit. It seems like, and so he's proven. Papa Cap's not, and you have a horse like Smile Happy, who you don't really. he may fall off some people's one spot, but he doesn't necessarily fall off completely because it wasn't. I mean, it was a weird ride. The horse still ran okay. Like he's gonna be around. Like he's definitely not someone you say, well, he sucks. Like that was a fluky thing. So to me, that Jockey Club race is still holding fairly strong. And then Zandon, yeah, I mean, he wasn't awful. He's probably a lot like Mo Donegal. I mean, because that's how we compared them to those, as far as him getting beat by him. And I think they're very similar. He's going to run and he runs okay, but he's a cut below.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Zandon is like a round out the tri super at best. And I think Mo Donegal, is that way as well until we see him, prove it differently.
We have three horses. The top three finishers all made the Derby because Zandon now he gets 10 for third here, right? And he got 10 for the Remsen. And with no Bafferts and nobody in California coming to the Kentucky Derby, 20 points is more than enough for him. Smile Happy's in
149 and almost 149 flat.
Yep,
it's a pretty good time.
If I was a Smile Happy supporter, I would also feel good knowing that Epicenter won that gate to wire without any pressure. Like, I love the shit out of Epicenter. Nobody pushed him. And I don't know if you're going to beat him if he gets pushed, but that's kind of what did him in last race with Papa Cap, was somebody pushing him, and you could say maybe Rosario gave up. But if you're a Smile Happy fan, can you at least say Epicenter didn't get pushed next time McPeak will send a rabbit or something?
Maybe. I want to, if I'm a Smile Happy fan, I want to see this replay. I'm dying to see it because I really think he got absolutely screwed by the jockey in this race. Again, I don't know that he would have won, but I think he could have made it closer, at least make Epicenter work for it. Listen, the top two I'm not down on at all. Well, obviously you're not. Epicenter was great. And then Smile Happy, you can move forward and say, yeah, he's okay. My biggest takeaway is the Breeders' Cup Juvenile is an absolutely horrific race. Papa Cap was nowhere to be found in this race. Nowhere. I think you throw it out completely. That was a really powerhouse performance. When Epicenter turned for home, it was like, damn, they're not asking that horse to do anything. And you said it mid-stretch.
Rosario even did one of those, he kind of looked back and it was just like,
twice.
No
really?
one's coming.
Nobody?
So, yeah,
okay.
Really? No one?
All right.
I've never been more excited.
Magic didn't even have to get out the whip. He didn't have the whip or anything. He just cruised the whole way in his chair. That's how you know the horse was dominant.
If Magic's calm, it's a big effort. Yeah.
That's why I was here. I was hoping he would do something stupid, but he just kind of cruised.
You missed me that hit the whoa. I texted Aaron immediately after the race when hit the whoa won at Gulfstream. I was like, you should have had that on replay because I started the race here and I was at the door over there by the time it was done. I was all over the place.
All right.
Any final thoughts on this race? Epicenter pretty strong. Top three probably moving forward and pass on the rest.
I'd like to see Zandon one more time, not as a win candidate, but can he hit the board type?
Yeah, I need to really dive. If it comes up again, we can watch it real quick but watch that again. I definitely think the Epicenter is. He's interesting though because is he going to, like you kind of mentioned, Magic? Is he very good, but kind of like if you give him everything on his own up front, he's going to take, you know what I mean? Like he's going to have pressure as the races get tougher. So is that a factor? Maybe. I still think he's top of the class in terms of this field for sure. Smile Happy, definitely pass on him. I mean, as far as he gets a pass at this one, I think we'll see him again. I am mad. I guess you do get a better price on him next time. That's key. And Zandon, I think I'd have a hard time playing him to win next time.
I have my final thought. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I've been saying for weeks that I was going to play against him here because I didn't think Smile Happy could win, and he didn't. So he gave a great effort, and all the handicapping angles traditionally that you would use said to play him. But I'm glad that didn't pan out because I was staking along with the Giant Game, putting that flag pretty firmly in the ground. I was right there behind it with Smile Happy. So. With my opinion,
that's not fair to compare Giant Game.
No. With my opinion that they were going to lose.
Well, if you had the same opinion strength-wise, both of those horses were going to lose, and you had the same exact confidence level, then even though you were right, you were wrong. you
Great
had to have
final
more
thought.
confidence the Giant game was going to lose than that idiot. Smile happy.
Great way to get out of here. Thanks everybody who's joining us. We had a ton of you in here. We appreciate it. Are we going to be back next week for the Rebel, or are you guys going to be at the track for that one?
What are we doing for that one? Are we going to the Rebel?
Good question. We probably should probably discuss that. Traveling even hasn't been an option lately with everything.
Yeah.
So we haven't really talked about it, but I don't know. I mean,
I think we'll be live. I think we'll be live for the Rebel, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. So yeah, we'll be back here for that. The Rebel draws on Monday, so make sure you check out racingnews.com. We'll already have some stuff ready for that. The inside track to the Rebel Stakes wagering guide will be out next week. We'll be hard at work starting Monday with that one. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back next week. Click like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we go live with one of these shows. But for Jared Welch, Aaron Halterman, I've been Magic. Mike Somich was here earlier. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes first.